Deep inside of the city of Crankfort, someone is rehearsing a speech that will that will change not only their life but everybody else's. This is a call to revolution to everyone who can hear me. I've had enough of this. How much longer are we going to wait around? How much more of this shit are we going to take from them? How much longer are we going to let the ruling class fuck us up? I'm not waiting anymore. This is a call to revolution. I've reached my breaking point, and I know many of you have too. It's time to rise up. Here's how we do it. We find one another, everyone who has heard this message, and we organize. We make safe havens for our comrades and for anyone who is downtrodden. You gather those who have had enough of the system and protect one another. Help each other and strike where it hurts the enemy. Strike their means of coordination. Fight the oppressors. Read military guerrilla manuals. The only reason this country has ever had this big of an army was never in case was never to fight other enemies, but in case the world. Was never in case the world rose up against. Was never in case the world rose up against us. It's always been here to keep those in power and stop our revolutions. Either we rise up now, or they will slowly kill us and the land we need to live. Now, listener, decide. Are you with me? If so, then here are the instructions for a fire mind spell. Good luck out there. Hello. My name is Simon Ingrand. I will be your game master today for this campaign of Anarchy in Lunaris. Before we get started, we're going to have a word from all of our players about who they are and who their characters are. Real quick, I'm Simon. I'm the game master. I've been GMing for I think 11 years or so, I think a bit more by now. And my pronouns are he, she, and I'm really excited to be here. I've been GMing Anima since around the time it was made, and it's one of my favorite games. So I'm really hyped for this because I also really like the themes of revolution, as you can tell from the intro speech. And that's gonna be this is gonna be a game about revolution. All right, Avelby, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself and your character?
Hello, my name is Avelby. I also have a rather extensive background in tabletop gaming. I don't know if I've GM'd near as many games, but I've played a whole lot. And I love Anima. Anima is almost bordering on an addiction. I should probably start to spread out some other games, but I pretty much just play Anima. My character in this game is going to be Walter. Walter is an oppressor. He is one of the Vitala race of vampire-ish people within the Gaia world. And they are currently the ruling class. He is actually himself part of a family that was noble, but that has run across some hard times and is generally not in everybody's best graces anymore. He himself, though, has borne that harshness with dignity, and he has seen many battlefields. He is a fairly well-renowned warrior. He's just this giant of a Vitala, too. He's 7'4", heavy, and always clad in and moves in armor as though it was his own skin. He is also outrageously fast, strong, and tenacious by the standards of normal people. But after several tours, capturing people of other races and fighting against the Dukes of Driss, the Dark Elves, he has come home at the end of his tour and has decided to, between this and his next excursion, take up a job as an enforcer in the town of Crankfort.
Right. Let's go with Dagger next for the character. I'm gonna keep Rifle for last because it's the most and weirdest and most interesting character. So
yeah, it is true.
Dagger.
I'm Black Sea Tempest. I've been RPing for like 8 years. Anima has been on and off because it's really hard to find a group for. Uh, and I'm playing Dagger, a Duxarist who was born into the Vitella fighting pits. And as growing up, he was subjected to a ritual in which he was able to absorb different bloodlines, uh, resulting in his addiction for blood, uh, and often a very savage nature. Uh, when he finally was able to escape with his family, uh, he was inducted into Duxaris Special Forces, which has calmed his nature a lot more. And now his sole purpose is to fight against the Vitala.
All right. Fernando, why don't you tell us a bit about Vand?
I play Von Grandier. Recently about to be saved by the party. Her whole life, or what she thinks is her whole life, she's not sure. She's been taken hostage by the Watala to be used as a weapon and experimented on. She is a psychic, which is considerably rare and forbidden, and the only reason she was kept alive was to be used as a weapon. Through force of will, she didn't crack or try to kill herself, but now she's gonna find out what world outside is.
All right. And Rifel, or is that how you pronounce the names? The name Lux?
No, yeah, it's good. It's good.
All right. So I am not calling your sword rifle.
Fuck. Okay. So yeah, I'm Luxio. You can call me Lux. I did a lot of Anima, about 4 years, mainly as a GM, not so much as a player. So this will be like my first real campaign as a player for Anima. And yeah, so rifle. So rifle is a sword, but not any kind of sword. It's a magic sword. It was once a sorcerer who had been imprisoned in rifle. But rather than being annoyed by this, the spirit, yeah, is enjoying it. You'll see, but yeah.
Okay.
He like being the sword because, well, he had been used as a tool for a long time, and he started to identify as such.
All right. Okay, so the setting for this campaign is going to be the fictional city of Crankfort. It's a border city in the harsh, in the mountains, deep, and it's in Vitala country. And it's a city dedicated to creating artifacts for the war effort. So there's the Vitala summon supernatural creatures and have them and drop them into the fighting pits where they are killed by people by the fighters in the fighting pits, and then the blood of those creatures and of those people who are fighting in the fighting pits is used to create massive amounts of artifacts inside of the forges. All right. To give you a sense of like the aesthetic I'm going for, I'm trying to mix steampunk, a little bit of frostpunk, and gothic. Because like there's vampires and such, so there's gonna be like brass gargoyles. There's gonna be, instead of like mist that's everywhere, like in Gothic setting. There's going to be steam from the snow touching the hot forges that's covering most of the city. So it's a bit of a weird combination of aesthetics that I think fits with the setting pretty well. I don't always have maps that fit that for your characters, so sometimes it will not look exactly steampunk or exactly Gothic or at all, but that's just because like those kinds of aesthetic aren't always easy to find. Okay, so you are members of the Resistance, and this is Crankfort. This is a side. This is a side view of the city of Crankfort. So basically, these are the towers, the higher neighborhoods of the city. This is the surface, the level of the surface, and below, and all of this is below ground. Okay, so there's the Vitana live in mansions high above the rest of the city. Below them are the forges and the residential areas. And things like this, and deep beneath the city, there's the places where fungi is grown to feed the entire population, where the crypts are, and other residential areas and things like this. And people and the Resistance has a lot of passages underground that they use to hide and things like this. We start inside at the surface inside of the residential area in what used to be a bank before it was abandoned. Your characters have just rescued a psychic Vand from a lab. Your intention is to use was to break out and recruit a psychic who's able to teleport, so that you can get to one of the strongest Vitala psychics in the city. You didn't get wounded, not your characters at least, during the breakout, and you make it back to your stronghold, where Lorena, your leader, and the bearer of the sword rifle, is currently rehearsing her speech. You arrive inside of the bank, and she sees Van den Dagger, puts down her papers, comes towards you, and says, "Welcome. Don't worry, Vand. You'll be safe here. The walls are enchanted to prevent the intrusion of immaterial beings and teleportation, but also detection. That's why we set up in an old bank, because it had all of those protections. You should be safe here."
Ron kind of just nods and looks to the ground.
Lorena turns to Dagger and asks, "Is she? Has she been cooperative? Will she help us?" Dagger?
I'll say up to that point she was cooperative, but Dagger can say whatever.
Yeah. Ooh, I forgot one important thing before we start. The Veils and Lines system. Real quick, can I have everybody's attention, please? This is a system so that everybody is comfortable with the themes of the game and everything. So the lines are themes that we will not have at all inside of the game. The lines that I usually use are rape and child abuse, so none of that, no jokes about that, things like that. Veils are things that can happen to the characters, but we just don't go into descriptions for these so that nobody feels uncomfortable. Does anybody want to add anything now or later if you want to add them later, just tell me, it's no problem. Are there any themes that any of you are uncomfortable with that you'd like to add either to the lines or to the veils, so that you enjoy this game and that there's no problem?
PvP.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Do you remember that so basically what I described for the introduction was that Walter was going to be on the opposite, like trying to catch you. So I had the idea that he'd be fighting against Rifle in one of the first scenes. Is that?
Oh yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Okay.
I mean, like intentionally trying to kill each other's characters outside the story.
Yeah, that's fine.
Making mine.
All right. So everyone okay with we'll just not have us kill each other's characters? Is that good with everyone?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm okay
Watch
with
out for Applebee. Watch out for Applebee.
It was a mistake. The GM forced me to do that. Sorry.
What? I forced you
We're
to do.
talking about no James's game.
Oh, James's game. Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. If there's anything else that you're uncomfortable with or anything, just let me know. We can add it. Okay. Now, outside of the building, something else is happening. Walter, you have been summoned by. Okay, so these characters are not here yet. 1 second. Yeah.
I like that I'm tilted, sort of like I'm chilling.
Yeah. You have been summoned by this vampire, Eric of Vlatsburg, and so has the captain of the undead cops. So Edric is the psychic that that summons everyone to work thanks to his powers every day, and that propagates the ideals of the Vetala, basically. He summoned you tonight quite urgently, and once you make it to his castle, you make it into the hall that is his, and he says that's quite that's far enough. Don't step any further. And with a wave of his hand, he reveals that there are many traps in this room that he's hiding thanks to his psychic illusion that you hadn't noticed until now. Like pits, things like this. From the other side of the room, he says, "We have there's just been a breakout in one of my labs where I'm having psychics being studied. We followed the resistance up to their base. You and the Void Knight here are going to go after them and finish this insurrection once and for all. Any questions?"
None, sir. I assume I'll be provided all the details of their escape en route to their position.
We know only that there is a psychic with them. You will be charged with capturing her back. And if there are any mages, you are to bring their bodies to us for our necromancers to do their work. As
Will you have? Sorry, I shouldn't interrupt him. Go ahead.
remember, if you do this, your the honor of your family might yet be saved.
He bows his head and says, "Will I have any means of detecting which is the psychic? Should I take them by surprise and they not be able to use said power?"
Our friend, the Void Knight, will be able to identify the psychic and stop her from using her powers. And you're free to dispose of all of the other rebels as you see fit. The Void Knight turns to you and says, I believe one of them is called is the assassin that's been going around drinking the blood of some people with strange bloodlines. Please leave this one to me if he is in this group. I long to see if he can drink my blood and survive.
Understood. Mark him and I will leave him be.
Right. Then you're dismissed. Okay. So, back to your group. So, while Walter is preparing to storm your hideout outside, what are your characters doing? Rifle.
Well, me, I won't do really anything, but maybe my wielder will. Like, as I don't really know him, I maybe he will just go around,
Just go.
but I won't do anything particular.
Okay. All right. So, Lorena is basically trying to convince Vand to help you. She's saying we're part of a resistance movement that's trying to overthrow the Vitala. We're fighting tonight. We're hoping to attack a vampire called Edric of Vladsburg. We're not trying to kill him. We're trying to capture him and make him transmit this. She shows the papers containing her speech that she's been rehearsing, and she says, and she hands them to Vand and says, he has the power to contact everyone within the city with his might, and we could force him to share this message and share the information if we are able to defeat him. He is one of the only vampires that's whose mansion is not enchanted against teleportation, which is why we needed someone like you to get us there. If you can get us inside, we can take care of the rest. That's why we broke you out. So what do you say? In exchange for your freedom, will you help us out tonight? And then you don't have to keep fighting with us. You'll have served your debt, and you'll be free to do whatever you wish with your life.
At first, she looked a little hesitant, but when you mentioned trapping the vampire, she got a little bit of a smirk and was wondering what it'd be like to be on the other end of. She kind of nods and says, "Will we be able to liberate any more of the captured psychics?"
Well, Well, we have a limited number of hideouts. There's a limited number of people that we can help at the moment, but hopefully with the call to, if we pass this message tonight and people are receptive, we will have more people who can help us. And we'll be able to transmit, to free more psychics.
Be able to wage war against them.
Sorry?
Yeah, she just kind of looks to the ground and kind of doesn't know what she'll do after helping you.
All right. Okay. We will, once the moon is at its highest point in the sky at midnight, and the clock tower strikes 12. That's when we'll be regrouping near the Vladsburg mansion and expecting you to teleport us inside. We'll go in with a strike team and take care of Edric before his guards can come in and help him. All right, Dagger will also be here. Is everything prepared, Dagger?
If you would, I would like a little taste before we go.
She says, "What? You didn't have anything to drink while you were out?" And she takes rifle and she's going to like
Red makeup.
slice. She's going to like reveal her like scarred arms and slice it open a little bit and pour some blood in a cup for you to drink. When you see she sees that Vand is observing the scars, and she says, "I'm Banshee. I'm one of the creatures that are summoned here to make artifacts. My tears are potent ingredients for the Vitala and their war effort, and they did this to me in order to create as much pain and tears as possible. That's why I'm out for revenge."
And I look at them and I look at Dagger and was like, "And what is he? I've never seen anything like."
I'm Duke Cyrus, but the Beltala, they made me and my family go through some desperate measures to survive. And without blood, I'm pretty much useless. Dagger will just kind of scratch his head and say, "Sorry, Lorena. When we were getting banned out, I was too focused on the mission, didn't stop to get a single drop. I thought some might be on my actual blades, but I ended up wiping them clean on accident."
All right. Okay. She says, "It's all right. We'll find. I can take it, and I'll still be able to take on Edric tonight." And in that moment, one of the other members of the resistance that was on the lookout rushes inside and says, "The cops are here. I've just seen a vampire like in full armor coming straight here." And you hear the crashing sound of your front door being broken down, and the wailing of ghosts rushing in. Immediately, Lorena says, turns to Vanden and Dagger and says, "Run, both of you. I'll meet you at the rendezvous point, and Rifle and I will cover your exits."
Fine.
Okay, and okay, so are you two running away?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Alright, yes.
Okay, so
I assume.
you
You said you can't teleport in here, right?
that is correct. You cannot, unfortunately, you can teleport inside of the building. You just can't teleport from the inside to the outside. Okay, so you start running towards the rooftop. And when you reach the rooftop, you find that perched like a gargoyle above you is the lone Void Knight waiting for you. Alright, so hold on 1 second. You cannot all see this. So I am making it visible for everyone. Here you go. This is what he looks like. So you know these undead by reputation. They are the leaders of other undeads and have a very strong conscience. If you want to know a bit more, you can roll some occult. In the meantime, let's just get started with Walter. Walter, what do you say when you burst in with the 4 ghosts armed with manticore nets inside of this hideout?
He like barges in, and in the clearing smoke of the doorway, he just sort of taps his shoe. He's 7'4", as I mentioned, but he has a mace that is as tall as he is, and he just sort of taps it on the ground like a walking stick as he enters. And as he sees the person, he says, "It's too bad the Void Knight isn't here with me, but I don't think a psychic has use for a sword." And he will like tell the ghosts to. I don't want them to use the Manticore yet. That's on this one. She's not the psychic.
Well,
So,
the manticore nets are good for for catching any sort of creatures, but yeah, I see what you mean.
I'll spare one of them for her, but I think I will take the lead on the attack.
All right. So you send the other 3 to capture the other members of the resistance inside of the building.
I'll send 2 up to where I assume I know the Void Knight is.
Okay, so
Okay.
I might have a thing to say on that.
Aha! Yes.
I accumulate and I try to paralyze every undead by about 80-foot radius.
Oh, nice. Okay, so Rifle. God damn it! I'm calling the sword Rifle now. Okay.
So it's an intermediate, so 140.
Okay, nice. Let's have a look at the ghost's resistance. Okay, and it's within how many meters?
25, so about 80 feet.
25 meters, 80 feet. All right, the building is taller than that, so the Void Knight is not going to be affected, but...
Yeah. I just wanted none of the ghosts to go up there.
Right. Oh yeah, give me just 1 second. Yeah. Okay. And it's 140 difficulty. Ooh! Okay, so one of them passes. 2, 3, 4. So 3 of them are paralyzed, but 1 is still able to move. So you've just spent a little bit of mana paralyzing all of those
Yeah.
ghosts. I don't think they can see supernatural, so they wouldn't have been able to dodge this one very easily. But I still want you to roll magic projection just in case.
I have a weird question.
Yes.
Is a siren undead?
If you're asking for not a siren but a what's she called?
Banshee?
Banshee.
Yes.
She's a spirit of death. And also I got hit by the magic projection.
Yeah.
Because I have a -90 because I can't see the supernatural. So you've hit the ghosts with your spell. This no problem. And Rena says, "Great job. Now, if only the vampire was also an undead, but I'll make short work of him. Protect me." And she is going to charge in, and she's going to go full attack. Basically, she's relying on you to create a shield and protect her. So, let's roll for initiative, everyone. And it's going to be the initiative for both this combat and the one on the rooftop as well. Which is why I need everybody's tokens on the same map. Because Roll20 makes it a bit hard if you don't have all of the tokens on the same map. So everybody roll. Everybody roll for initiative. And if you have clicked your token when you roll for initiative, it makes the it automatically logs you in for the initiative. So that's good in general. Okay.
Which token is mine? The red-headed one?
Hmm?
Which token
Oh,
is mine?
this token is yours, right here. The blonde-haired.
Okay, makes sense.
Here you go. All right. And Void Knight. Void Knight initiative. He's using the whip because he's trying to capture you.
Oh, yay! I open rolled. Of course.
Oh,
Speed psychic.
nice.
No.
Nice. You might be able to place it in a to choose your psychic powers before I activate my power canceling powers. Okay. So that is
Nope. So in this game, in Roll20, I only open roll or fumble. It's a curse I have.
all right.
Applebee can attest to that.
So the first to act is Dagger, so Dagger, you are hold on, like this, paralyzed. Dagger, you are the first to act. You're on the rooftop. You've seen the Void Knight is just perched above you like a gargoyle, smiling, saying, "So, which of you is the serial killer known as Dagger? I've been waiting for the opportunity to make you drink my blood."
We are still on the map with Walter.
Yeah.
by the way.
I wouldn't say I'm a serial killer, but I am Dagger.
Very well. You're coming with me. You match the description of the psychic that I've got to capture.
I look away and say nothing.
All right, Dagger, it's your initiative. What do you do?
Dagger pulls out his 2 daggers. A Tonto and a dagger, and then rushes towards the Void Knight, and tells Van to stay behind him.
Okay.
I'm going to use 2 the Atanto attack, an offhand dagger attack, and a taekwondo kick.
Okay. Beforehand, I need you to get up to, where the Void Knight is. Do you right there? So that's going to require a skill check, either climb or jump or acrobatics. Difficulty 80. To get there in a single turn, in a single action.
Okay. Is it possible to go around up the ladder?
Yes, it is. Just wanted to check how much is your movement?
My full movement is 115. A quarter movement is 23.
23 feet?
Yes.
Okay. Yep, that lowers the difficulty to, I think the lower difficulty is 40 to get up there, but it's only with the climb skill that you can get up the ladder.
Okay.
All right. Yep. It's a good thing you moved to you used the ladder, but yes, you make it up in under a quarter of your total movement, so it doesn't count as an action. And then you do your free attacks. You have the Blood of Ouroboros, correct?
I do, but I did not get over 100. So
you did for the Void Knight. He has 77.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And my attack's going to be all out.
Okay, all out attacks. So if I get a counter attack, I can just murder you.
Yes.
Okay, let's do this.
Whoops, I clicked the button. I'm sorry.
It's no problem. All right. So first defense.
That's pretty good.
Can't do that. I have minus 90 on my first defense because I am surprised. Okay, so you do 180. You do hold on. And he sees you rushing, and you can see that basically like his blood starts to leak from the pores of his skin and to form an armor around him when you charge him, basically, yeah, like he's able to manifest his blood into something that's defensive, and yeah. All right, and that is taking away some of his life points, so he's at.
I forget. Are the ghosts, the spirits, invisible, or?
The ghosts are visible, but he didn't bring any with him. Okay, so for the first attack, you did 40% of your weapon's damage.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. What is your weapon's damage, dagger?
45.
Okay. It's actually 15. Because the Void Knight has the knot armor. So that is going to be let's see, 15 times 120. 180. 80% of 15. 0.8.
I do believe that's a 12.
Yeah, that's. I think so too. Just checking. Yeah, that's 12. Okay, so you put him on the defensive. He's not going to be able to attack this turn.
I also have the Eyes of Death.
Oh, you got this one already?
Yes.
All right. So, did you take the -10 penalty?
For my second attack?
No, to activate the effects of Eyes of Death.
I didn't know there was an effect.
If I may interject,
Yeah.
Eyes of Death always let you get a critical hit, but if you take the -10, you get a +40 on any critical damage you get.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought it was a -10 to aim for that. That is a critical, but my physical resistance is more than enough to just not. Go ahead and roll 1d100 plus 12, please. Okay, yeah. I resist. And your second attack with the offhand. This time I have my full block because I'm not surprised anymore. And he has like a whip in one hand and a giant sword in the other, and he's blocking with the sword. And your attacks manage to get past his defense, but not past his armor for the second attack. And then you have a kick. Correct?
I do.
All right, so go ahead and roll for your kick. Okay, and once again, his armor protects him, but he is very bad at defending right now, and it's Vand's turn. Vand, what do you do?
I'll do an electrical arc. I'll do an electrical arc at him.
Okay, so you aim at the Void Knight and bend reality to create an arc of electricity. So go ahead and roll your psychic potential, and then roll your projection, please. You gotta click on the potential thing. Ooh, nice.
And then it gets it goes to 180 because I have courage.
You yeah, so it goes to 280. So damage is going to be 160. That's pretty good.
Wait, that's protection. That's not potential. So.
Oh yeah, it's wait.
You're gonna have good projection when you roll it.
Yeah, you have a plus 20, I believe. It's written on your character sheet. Okay, so go ahead and roll for projection, and I have -75 to defend against that.
Why does it do?
Sorry?
Oh no!
No,
it's
that,
okay. It's not actually a fumble. This is just what happens in roll 20 or
Yeah.
roll 20 sheet.
and you clicked. Okay, so you clicked projection 280, 248, and potential 173, 178. So it's actually going to do a base damage of 120. But thanks to but thanks to the thanks to my ability to cancel incoming damage because I'm a Void Knight, it's actually only going to do 90 damage.
Okay.
And for your attack, it's based off energy, electricity.
Yes.
All right.
It is visible in case you're. I guess.
Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. So basically, like, yeah, you hit him straight in the back. You see the electricity coursing through his armor and getting dispersed by the armor made out of blood that he's created. And he laughs and he says, "I'll get to you real soon. Just you wait." Okay. Back in the other place, the wielder of rifle, Lorena, is going to charge Walter, and she's going full attack. Next to you, the ghost cop is saying, "I can still move. What are your orders, sir?" So what do you do, Walter?
He just tells us to hold and attack when he says,
All right.
or when he gives the signal.
Okay. She's going full attack against you. So go ahead and roll your defense.
Ooh, 5. I'm not wearing the armor I will be later, but I am wearing scale mail.
Okay. Do you take any damage from that?
I will. That is a cut, I imagine. So I get 4 more. I take 20%.
Okay. Rifle, what is your damage? Rifle?
I'm a two-handed sword, and I'm +5 quality. Yeah.
You amplify what?
Yeah. Sorry. I'm a +5
Yeah.
quality, right? Okay.
Yes.
So I ignore 1 IP.
Oh yeah.
I think it's 100.
Yep. It is 100 plus double her strength if she's two-handing it, and I actually take 30% damage.
Okay. Based on... Okay, so 100... She's not two-handing it because she's a banshee. She's wielding it with basically like a strand of her hair is moving the sword around. But her strength modifier is... Yeah, it's just 100. So if you take 30%, you take 30 points of damage. And you lose your turn because you're put on the defensive.
Yes.
Rifle, on your initiative, what do you do?
So I make magic to again to make a void shield. So I'll do it in intermediate.
Okay.
So yeah, it adds 300 HP. But if it does block an attack, the items or the spell must make a save.
Okay.
Or be destroyed.
Ooh, okay. So you might destroy the sword with which Walter is attacking when he attacks.
Walter is hitting you with a big stinking mace.
All right. So Walter's lost his turn. The Void Knight has lost his turn. So that means new initiative. Okay.
Here we
more
go.
fumbles. And there's his open roll again.
And
How much damage? So did I not damage the Void Knight, or just damage?
what?
Alright, the last time when I shot the electricity at him, I guess got absorbed by his blood shield.
Yeah, his armor is pretty powerful, but he had to sacrifice a lot of life points to create it. So he like you know by reputation that Void Knights are terrifying enemies.
I have a question.
Yes.
Does the Void Knight not take multiple defense penalty?
He does. I've been taking it into consideration for everything except the second attack, but he was blocking you anyways on the second attack. And like if you look when I was rolling earlier, you'll see I had the like -50 and -75 included in my block rolls. Okay, Dagger, you surprised the Void Knight again. I think on the next turn he's gonna anticipate surprise and take the -50 or 40 penalty to anticipate a surprise. So I'm declaring it now for the next turn.
I'm also declaring that Walter is absorbing blows.
Okay, nice. All right, Dagger. What? Actually, you know what? I'm going to be absorbing blows as well. to be able to keep my initiative with the Void Knight. That's a great idea. Dagger. So I'm surprised. What do you do?
Dagger is going to all-out attack, and he's going to use fatigue on his first attack.
Okay. All right. No fatigue. Appleby, what's the penalty for taking the blow?
Taking which blow?
Uh,
Absorbing blows?
Yeah.
-80.
-80. So if I'm surprised, it's a -170.
Yes.
That is, oof, that hurts a lot.
But wait, you said you were anticipating, so it's negative.
No, I'm going to be anticipating next turn, not this turn.
Yeah.
No, I think he's just going to like just regular defense this turn and anticipate surprise next turn, and hope that he blocks. And he does not block. That's you do 70% of your weapon's damage. 70% of 15. That's gonna be another 10 or something. Okay. So with your first attack, you are able to like press your blades between the chinks of his armor as he like growls at you, and go ahead and roll for your second attack. Physical resistance. Yeah. Ooh. Well,
Oh yeah, that's
I can't. That is a critical fail. So roll 1d100 to confirm if it's how bad of a critical fail it is, and you have, I think, a plus 15. Okay, it's not bad. You're good. You just fail to attack him, but he can't really counterattack because you've already put him in defensive. Your attack just fails to connect, and roll for your third attack. And I'm at 25. Okay, and with your third attack is not able to connect because of his armor. Vand, it's your turn once again.
I will do the same thing and try to shoot it with.
All right. If only I could have one initiative to start activating my psychic canceling power, that would be great. That would be lovely, but I can't right now. All right. It's his third attack, so he's at minus 50 to defend. Okay.
And I'm doing 90 damage, or 90 base damage.
Yeah. He has 10 points of armor. So so basically, like, he tries to block with his sword. The sword just connects the electricity. But once again, his armor disperses the electricity into the ground, and like you can smell. Basically, like the electricity is like burning, starting to evaporate some of the black blood of his armor, but he seems unaffected by it, and he says, "Oh boy, I'm gonna enjoy putting you back into the experimental slab. Just you wait." Okay, it's once again. Wow, the initiative is the turn order is exactly the same as last time. Walter, you go ahead and defend.
All right, I'm gonna spend a single fatigue point on this defense.
All right, she is full attacking you again.
That is 70 damage.
How do you turn down the volume and on? Roll 20.
You go to the settings, and in settings, right under your display your name, it's the wheel that's like in this corner that I'm pointing to right now on your screen. It's the small wheel, and then you lower the master music volume
Yes,
level.
thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, how much damage do
70 points of damage.
70%? Oh yeah, she does 100, so it's 70 damage. Yeah, you are. That's probably a deep cut. Is it a critical at all?
Nah.
Okay.
It'll take 2 more for it to be critical.
All right. So yeah, she is like basically she's wielding the sword, like keeping you back, and she says, "Why do you fight us, Vitala? You're don't you see that you're just being used as a lapdog to keep the other Vitalas in power? You have more in common with people like us who are struggling for their lives wage to wage than you have with the rich that control your life. Turn against them. Join us, and we can be each other's salvation." And she's basically like climbing onto the crate in which you are and fighting you with a rifle. What do you say?
Oh, wow. Well, for one thing, I take 10 less damage than I thought because I forgot to add the special effect of my mace. Anyways, he says, "Plainly you do not see the make of my armor and the make of my steel. I am not like you."
But I recognize the crest on your armor. You're from that family that's been dishonored. You and some of the members of your family are members of the resistance. You shouldn't be. You should be on our side, trying to create a better world for everyone, not just your race.
You're addressing our problem like the solution. If my family weren't a part of the resistance, we wouldn't be.
We wouldn't be what?
Disgraced.
She said, like she strikes at you again, saying, "You're disgracing yourself just by fighting against us." And Rifle, it's your turn. What do you do?
Right, so I launch an innate spell. So I try to drain the magic out of this guy.
Out of the ghost?
Yeah.
All right.
So I launched it basic because I innately cast it.
Okay. Yeah. So he can't see magic, but he can still try to morph his way out of that. So basically, like ghosts that dodge either by like teleporting to short distances or changing their shape. So he's trying to do this, but he doesn't see the spell, so he's at -90 to defend. And you hit him. So I roll magical resistance.
Yeah, 140.
Okay. Ooh, I rolled pretty high, so he's able to defend against. He's able to resist your ability to drain magic out of him. Walter, you took the brunt of the damage. What do you do now?
He is going to make 2 attacks with his big stinking mace.
All right. All right, Lorena. Oh well. Can Rifle? Can you roll for defense as your shield is protecting?
That looks like 126 or 160.
So you are able to defend. There's
Shoot! My mace die explodes.
Your mace explodes.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, really? Oh, no,
Yeah.
no. Well, wait. It's for spells. It's Solidity check.
Yeah, it's a breakage check.
Yeah.
But you don't roll. You don't roll.
Oh no, he's right.
But it's a +5 mace, so it just goes down to being a +0.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
he's right. It's a good one. So yeah.
Okay. So you just basically like your mace's quality, like your mace starts to crack, fighting against this shield. Also, how much damage does the shield take?
100.
Yeah.
100 points of damage. All right, and okay, go ahead and roll your second attack.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Cool, but not what I intended.
Oh.
Wow.
So yeah, I already launched my second attack, so this one pass. So my second defense, so this one pass.
What do you mean?
Yeah, like.
Oh yeah.
205.
Okay, so you do 50% of your weapon's damage, Avalby.
45 damage.
Okay, 45 damage. So yeah, you knock Lorena back. 45. She's at 95 life points now. It's not a critical, but she groans and says,
Are you alright?
she says, "Yeah, but I need you to actually protect me if we're gonna make it out of this fight together." And
Yeah, but like you didn't need my help like the other time, so.
she says, "We weren't up against a vampire knight the other times."
By the way,
yes.
he like slugs her again, and as she like stumbles back down, he sort of shoulders the mace and leans over to pick up the net that one of the paralyzed ghosts was holding.
All right, good. Okay. The Void Knight has been put on the defensive, so new initiative, everyone.
No, did it not like absorb the blows?
No, not this turn. He's doing it now, but it was too risky to do it in the previous turn.
Okay.
Wow, we all rolled so low this.
Yeah.
Me too.
Except for Dagger, holy shit. How do you...
He's an initiative based character. That's why he's.
I mean, it's a cool character, bro.
Fast.
Yeah.
Gotta go faster.
Okay. So the initiative turn is practically the same every turn. You surprise the Void Knight again, but he anticipated surprise, so he's only going to take a -40 to his defenses. So this turn, he's going to take the blows, to tank the blows, to try to counter-attack, to try to attack anyways. So go ahead and roll your attacks if you keep attacking him, Dagger. You can see that this is a tough opponent. You've scratched him a couple of times, but he's practically just laughed it off, and he keeps fighting. He seems to be very enduring. So yeah, but you are protecting the only exit through which Lorena and her sword could come. So what do you do?
Okay. He's gonna yell to Van, get ready to teleport as soon as Lorena gets here. And he's going to all-out attack, fatigue the first attack.
Okay.
And then, do you want me to concentrate on just not do it?
I'm just teleporting.
Yeah.
So it's -80. Since that's -120. That's gonna hurt. Alright. Okay, so you do 160%. You do 60% of your weapon's damage. 60% of 15. 0.6 times 15 is... Yeah, you do 9 damage. 9 damage. So that is going to be 4. And... Ooh! Okay. You do a critical of 5, which means for this turn I have a -5 to all of my actions. So you basically like yanked your blade into one of his like between one of his bones. Oh no, actually, I have Body of Emptiness. I do not care about critical hits. Yeah. So second attack. Minus 105. Okay. You... his armor blocks it this time. And third attack. I'm at minus 135, I believe. And his armor protects him once again. Okay, it's Lorena's turn.
I want to say that I am absorbing blows again.
Okay, and you have not been surprised. So let's do this. Oh wait, and she is full attacking you again.
Yep. All right, and I'm gonna spend 2 fatigue. Ooh, that is 90 damage. That is barely not critical.
Okay. So yeah, she basically like charges back at you, and this time like she's using her hair to make spin rifle around at incredible speeds as she's charging you, and like she manages to plant the sword into your like inside of your armor, and as she's doing this, she's yelling you're only protecting the status quo. You might think that protecting the law is fair, but the status quo is one of exploitation of most of the people. So protecting that status is only perpetuating injustices. Protecting the law, in this case, protecting the law becomes a sin, not a good thing. And you will never be on the right side as long as injustice prevails and you're protecting those injustices. What do you do?
May I reply after I make my attacks and stuff?
Absolutely. Also, she's gonna start trying to disarm you and knock you down because she's realizing your armor is getting in the way of her attacks.
Just a little.
Yeah. Vand, it's your turn.
I'm gonna try to...
You're gonna try to?
use a different ability.
Okay. What are you using?
Shatter.
Shatter? Okay. I believe that's visible.
Shatter.
Yeah.
I don't...
It's an attack. So
PCR check.
yeah. So I'm okay. So this is my fourth attack. So I'm at minus 75.
Well, this one, it doesn't say you can see it, so by default, I don't think.
No, it's he can see it.
Okay.
Yeah. 170. Okay, so hold on 1 second. This is okay. I'm taking a minus 40. and another
That's a good idea.
minus
So much
75.
armor.
That's minus 115. All right. So you are able to hit him. Okay. Shatters the body, causing it to burst into pieces. If an object is targeted, if the target is a naturally living being, which it is not, he needs to use his physical resistance against the required difficulty or lose twice the number of life points. You're shattering an undead body, it still works the same way. So I'm rolling physical resistance against... what's the... Ooh, potential, nice. So that...
against 140.
Against 140? Alright. I have a pretty good resistance. And yeah, you basically like hit him with your ability to like shatter things. And I think you are going to destroy his helmet, basically. But it does not affect him personally. But he doesn't have any armor against attacks aimed at the head anymore. That is the only thing you are able to shatter. And it's now Rifle's turn. Rifle. What do you do?
So, hoping that it works this time.
Okay.
So,
Have you been maintaining the maintaining cost of paralyzing the...
Yeah, sorry. So that's...
And maintaining the shield too.
Yeah.
I thought the paralyzed was just
So
gonna be
yeah,
there for
while I'm
control.
doing this, so yeah, I'm going to like try to drain the magic out of the other guy.
Mhm.
So that's still 140.
Okay.
Just punching magic.
Alright.
Okay. Well,
Ooh, that's a really good projection.
You should get Pierce Resistance as meta magic.
well. I don't think it will be. It will.
Yeah, you hit me.
Yeah.
And what's the resistance?
140.
140? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I lose by 36 points. Does that mean I lose 36 points of Xeon or twice as much?
Twice.
Okay, so 36 times 2 is going to be 72. Let me check if I even have that much.
I summon a spectral straw and I poke him, and then I slow. No.
I have a power of... Okay. Base Xeon. Ghosts. Ghost cops have a power... oh yeah.
Ghost cops.
Okay, just give me 1 second. Ghosts have... Okay, ghosts have a power stat of 7, which means that they have 95 Xeon, which... Okay, and you've drained 36, right? No, 72. Okay, so he's not taking fatigue from this yet, but you are draining a nice amount. 72 minus 95, it means I have 13 points left. Okay, cool. Yeah, and since I'm a ghost, I don't take fatigue problems, so draining magic out of me does not make me fatigued as a ghost, so that's still good. But yeah, you are able to like to drain the innate magical energies, like there's a blue thing flowing out of the ghost and into the sword. Okay, it's the Void Knight's turn. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is that I start activating my psychic cancellation. So everything inside of the area, which I'm not going to say how large it is, but everyone trying to use psychic powers within the area have minus 100 to your potentials. I'm sorry, Fernando, but that's going to make it a bit harder for you to use your powers as long as this is activated. And then he is going to try to trap Dagger with his whip. He's actually going to. He's actually going to spend more blood to increase the quality of his weapon. So you see blood dripping out from his hand onto the whip and reinforcing it, making it stronger and more dangerous looking. So that is going to be... I'm going to spend 50 life points on that for a plus 15 quality. That's gonna be good. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Actually, I'm just gonna put it here. 1 sec. Quality 15 and roll. Okay. Yeah. Okay, please roll for defense. Oh, Dagger, you were full attacking before.
Yep.
Okay, so you don't get any defense against this. Luckily for you, it's a whip, so it doesn't do an enormous amount of damage. How much life points do you have?
135.
Okay. So, Avaby, real quick. Trapping maneuvers don't cause damage, right?
You can choose to cause half damage if you want to.
Half damage. That would be 140%. This is gonna hurt Dagger. Yeah.
I have armor as well.
Oh yeah, how much armor do you have against what is whips?
Impact, I do believe.
Yeah, how much armor do you have against impact?
Never mind, I don't have any armor with impact.
Okay.
I'm here now, just making sure it's not cut because it is cut. Sorry.
Oh, it is cut. Okay, so how much is cut?
1.
Okay. So if I'm going by the okay, so that's 270% of so that is going to be 135. So this is going to be 130. 1.3 times 85 damage. Because I added some quality. Yeah, so you take 110 points of damage from that. And he's also trying to trap you with a +3 and a strength of 8. So go ahead and roll either dexterity or I believe agility to avoid being trapped by this.
What should be agility or strength?
Agility or strength. All right, go ahead and roll agility or strength. And you you manage not to be caught by the whip. He's basically just like trying to capture you, but the whip does hurt you a lot. Is that I believe that's a critical 110 damage.
That's definitely a critical.
Okay, roll for your physical resistance. +1 and 10. Roll physical resistance, and I'm gonna go have a look at the chart because I rolled pretty good on that. Oof.
It's not killer levels, but it is hurt for a couple days levels.
Mm-hmm. it is.
Okay.
I did tell you before the start of this fight, of this game, that it was a high difficulty and that not all fights were winnable. Where is... Okay. Critical hits.
All action penalty equal to level of the critical.
Okay. That is 189 minus 97 is 92. So 92. You have a minus 92 to all of your actions. You can there's the modifier for it on your character sheet below the resistances, and the penalty diminishes of 5 points per turn up to half of its value. The hit location must be determined. Roll 1d100 to see where you were hit by the whip. Please.
Wow, that armor actually saved you from 100 or more critical hit.
Yeah. So 40,
That's the chest.
47 is the chest. So yeah, you like you've just been like hit across the chest, and he says, now I don't want to kill you, just want to see if you'll survive drinking my blood. The Void Knights are special and dead. We can only reproduce and augment our numbers by having more people drink our blood, and you're known for drinking the blood of others. I just want to see. I just think you'd make a very good blood knight. Surrender now, and I won't have to end you like this. What do you do?
If you just want me to drink your blood, you could have started with that.
He is going to extend his hand on, and you see like some of the blood of his armor starting to liquefy again slightly around his hand, and he's basically like extending his hand while taking a bit of a more of a defensive posture with his whip ready to block any sneak attacks. Walter, it's your initiative. What do you do?
Right. I am making 2 attacks and a non-ambidextrous, offhand, untrained attack with the net.
Okay, so that is 3 attacks?
There's 3. Well, technically, you now this is up to you. I don't have the reference for this right now, but I have been told you can use an offhand attack as an extra attack.
Yeah, on top of...
but it's a negative 40.
Yes.
Okay. So, yes.
So you're doing 3 attacks. Oh boy, Lorena is... it's a good thing Rifle doesn't take extra attack penalties. So go ahead and roll, and Rifle, you can start rolling for your defense.
This is the first one. I got a... What is that? Okay, you definitely... Let me roll for my...
Yep.
Physical resistance to see if you're...
It goes down to a negative 5.
Okay, so
It's
you're...
cruddy.
So now it's a shitty mace that you have.
Yeah, it was a great mace. Second
Okay.
attack with the cruddy mace. Oh, first of all, that attack dealt...
100?
No. 75.
Oh yeah, the damage is getting lower every attack.
Yes, and he's one-handing it now.
Yeah.
Second defense, please.
So I'm using my innate. Oh no, I can't do that. Sorry.
Nope, you've already used your innate
So,
to drain
yeah.
magic.
So
Oh yeah. Question.
Super
So-
crazy. No.
yeah.
How much Xeon does Walter have?
Walter does...
And I'm not blocking the last one. Oh, wait.
Because if you drain Walter's Xeon, he probably doesn't have much, so he'll get negative all action.
Yes.
Okay. So, Appleby...
No, I can block it, I think.
Yeah, what's... okay, so you took 140... No, wait.
The first one was 100. The
Yeah.
second one was 75,
Yes.
and
This one will
So-
technically be 65.
Okay.
However, I do have a quick question. What time is it?
It's 11:37.
I
We-
mean, in the game.
Oh, in the game, it's 2 hours to midnight.
Is this considered night?
Yes.
Shoot, I should have been doing more damage, but it's okay. I'll just count it for this one. So it
Okay.
was 100, it was 75, and this time it is 70.
Okay. So you shatter the shield. Yeah. The magical shield no longer protects.
like I was
What you gonna do, right?
I was maintaining it at the intermediate difficulties, I think. So it does have like
400 health.
no, it has 300. So
Okay.
Ah,
So you took 100. Okay. Avelby, with the extra damage that you've been doing, would you be able to deal the last? Let's see, 200 and yeah. It just gives you like a bit of a plus 10 or something, right?
it would have given me plus 20 total, so I would have dealt 268 points of damage.
Okay. So
However,
yep.
I'm not done yet.
Yes,
the
you
net,
still have the net.
I don't know if I can block the net.
Yep.
I will throw the net, being unskilled. So let me do this from the top.
Yeah. Don't worry, Rifle. You were never meant to succeed to successfully win this fight and save Lorena.
Oh well,
but
I think I could, but
Yeah.
like I didn't want to.
That's his attack to throw the offhanded weapon.
Okay. Okay. Did you do the second resistance check for your mace?
Yes, my mace is gone. It's exploded.
Oh, it explodes. Nice.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think I will block it, but like, does the shield break?
The shield will not break. It will be reduced down to 5 life points.
Oof.
Oh.
And
Okay.
you can see that the shield is about to break. Do you order your the ghost that's been on the side getting drained of his magic to finally use his own attack?
Yes, however, just being hit by that spell put him on the defensive.
Technically, yes.
Okay, so we got a beater initiative.
Oh yeah. So it's going to be on who wins the initiative, whether or not the shield goes back up. Okay.
I want to say that casting a shield is a passive action,
Yes.
so
Yes.
it will.
Oh yeah, so it doesn't really matter. You will be able to make it, but you're slowly getting drained of your magic
Yeah,
protecting.
but this one I will use innate magic. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you'll be able to maintain it at a lot less
Yeah.
damage.
Yeah, but he won't be able to do much with his fist.
No, I mean I can deal good damage with my fist, but not that good.
Yeah,
All right.
but maybe your armor won't like it.
Yeah. Okay. So that's it for Walter's turn. New initiative, everyone. Let's see. Okay.
By the way, can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
Is she actually rolling with the initiative of a longsword?
Technically, yes.
Rifle is a two-handed sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should her initiative be higher?
It should be 55 lower on all accounts.
Ooh,
Yeah.
my bad. Yeah. Okay, so minus 35. Alright, let's do this again. Did I open roll that? I did not. I open rolled the previous one.
Yeah.
Okay, and the Void Knight. Okay, whip initiative. Once again, predicting. I didn't get surprised this turn, but he's predicting surprise. Okay, Dagger. Okay, Dagger, you are the first to act.
Oop, I didn't select my character. Mine's actually a bit different.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, shoot, I couldn't correct it either.
Yeah. Dagger, you're the first to act. What do you do?
I reach out my hand for the blood.
Okay. Yeah. You. Okay. You. As soon as it touches your own skin, you have this like very strong sense of unease. It immediately makes your skin crawl, and something inside of you, something that hungers for for blood and for more power, is recoiling. So what do you do?
Dagger's going to try it.
Okay. Yeah.
Can Ron see him trying to eat him?
Okay. Sorry?
Can Ron see him trying to bite the other guy?
Yeah,
Or-
you can see that like Dagger has some of the Void Knight's blood on his hands, and that he's about to like drink it. What do you do?
Did I hear him saying that the Void Knight wanted him to drink?
Yeah, you heard that. Yeah.
Ron would no, you can't trust them. The Watala, they'll just take you in and make you a lab rat, just like.
So Dagger, you're trying it.
Yes.
All right. Roll for physical resistance. You survive. You don't die immediately from drinking this. You can feel that that blood like start to move by itself inside of your body and try to reach for your heart, but it doesn't immediately stop it. In fact, thanks to your latent blood ability, you'd be able to, within the next levels, to use either Blood of the Dead or what's the other one? Blood of the Void. The one that allows you to like absorb ki from objects and things. Those are the ones that are basically inside of the Void Knight's abilities, but you are not turned into an undead or killed by the blood. And the Void Knight seems surprised by this, and he says, "Another failure," and he prepares to attack you. Vand, it's your initiative. What do you do?
Well, there's not much for me to do.
All right, you can feel like this cold power coming from the Void Knight that's making it harder for you to use psychic powers. It's lowering the ability of your the current powers that you're maintaining to the point where I think all of them are useless. But you know that you'd be able to teleport out of here if only you weren't within range of the Void Knight's powers. Now the building is something like 14 stories high, and there are some lines going to other buildings, as you can see here. So what do you do?
Oh, I can go to the other side of the building?
You can try to go to another building, but you'd have to like make a check to make your way across this line.
I have no skill.
Or you could jump off the building and hope that you get out of range of the Void Knight before you hit the ground.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll see if I can. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll see if I can fly.
All right. So you see the Void Knight sees you and says, "I won't let you escape." And he starts to disengage from Dagger, and he's going to jump off of the building and follow you too. Dagger, you get an opportunity attack from the Void Knight leaving your presence, and I believe he's turning his back on you. And hold on.
Maybe you should grapple him and make him not growl.
Yeah, my skills. He's turning his back on you. He has a minus 90, plus the fact that he expected surprise, so he has a minus 130 to defend against that. What do you do? Dagger?
Dagger is going to try and wrap his arms around the Void Knight.
Okay. So you're trying to restrain him, right?
Yes.
So you are taking a small penalty for that. Hold on 1 second. You have to take a... Okay, so the rules of combat are... Wait. Summoning combat. Here it is. Impact damage. Maneuvers. Takedown, knockout, area... Put at weapons point. Trapping. Okay. Trapping. You take a minus 40 to your attack to try to trap him, but you ignore his armor. So you are able to pass successfully enough, but you have a minus 3 to your skill check. Because you did under 100. Okay, you can choose between strength or dexterity, and I choose between strength and agility. It's gonna be strength for me. And he's able to get away. You're not able to restrain him, but you do put him on the defensive by attacking him. So he is actually unable to. So you haven't grappled him, but you've stopped him from like jumping off of the roof, basically, by putting him on the defensive. Okay, Walter. Okay, Vand, just before you hit the floor, a couple of stories below, you get out of the reach of the Void Aura, and you're able to use your psychic powers. You have one shot to roll to fly before you hit the ground. Go ahead and make your check. But remember, since you have the courage pattern, you have a penalty to your potential because you're fleeing combat.
That is correct.
So your projection doesn't really matter, but you have the penalty applies to your potential. So go ahead and roll. I hope your potential is enough to do 120. Otherwise, you're going to take a lot of falling damage. Nice, 170. You are able to have a flight value of 8, which means you stop yourself before you splatter yourself against the ground. And
I have a flight value of 10 because I have amplified.
Oh yeah, you have amplified maintain. Good. So like as soon as you start maintaining it, you'll be able to fly again. The thing is, you can't fly again inside of the sphere of influence of the Void Knight. Otherwise, your flight gets deactivated again. As long as you're within his. All right, Walter, you have the initiative. What do you do?
I have my initiative. All right. Well, things have just got real bad for me.
Yes, they have.
I'm guessing that I'm just gonna throw fists at the shield.
Okay.
I cast another one.
Yeah, I think.
I have decreed that dude should try to attack with a net.
Yes.
First attack.
I think the ghost cop is instead going to yeah, it's actually looking really bad for Walter right now, but I think basically it's yeah. Just give me 1 second. The ghost cop is asking you if you'd like for him to go and get reinforcement and a spare weapon for you.
Sure. Yes, that sounds good.
All right. So he's not gonna do anything this turn, apart from basically he's gonna go and get you he's gonna find you a weapon that you brought in case of such an event, but it's gonna take his turn. So you're trying to destroy the shield. Go ahead and yeah, you're unable to get past the defenses of a rifle with your first attack, and
You can attack. Not a bad attack, but still a lot better at defending.
yeah. So how much damage does the shield take?
60 total.
Okay. How much life points does the shield have remaining?
140.
Okay, cool. So you can take two more turns like this.
Yeah, well, but normally I will recast the shield each turn.
You'll recast the
So-
yeah, that makes sense because you can do that. Okay, got it. Yeah. And it's the Void Knight's turn. He's been put on defensive. It's Lorena's turn. She's gonna try to She's gonna try to disarm you.
I don't have any weapons.
Oh yeah, she's gonna try to
wait.
take you down.
Does the net disintegrate?
No, it didn't disintegrate.
Okay.
So trying to take down is okay, it's a minus 60, and your armor doesn't count.
All right. Oh, that's 20 less, but I still technically defend.
All right. Yeah. That's and rifle. You've already used your accumulation for this turn, so that's all you can do. New initiative. Dagger. You're standing at. You're with the Void Knight at the edge of the building, and you can see that Van is she's able to make herself fly, and she might escape this situation. because she took a leap of faith. Are you going to do the same? Lorena and the Void Knight. Ooh! Open rolling! Am I gonna surprise one of you? No, I'm not.
Well, I also open rolled for like the third time in this.
Wow! Nice!
I tell you, it's that and style. Oh, and magic.
Alright.
Appraisal. Those are my skills on Roll20.
So Vand, you're able to you're like levitating below a couple of stories below. What do you do?
Let me just check if I can use flight on some.
Hmm?
I'm gonna check. Oh no, flight is only on.
Yeah, that's right.
I will try to use mental restraint on the.
On the Void Knight?
I'll use physical trap or psychokinetic.
Psychokinetic trapping. Alright. Because your power enters his area of effect, it immediately takes minus 100. So you roll your potential with minus 100, but it can't cause fatigue if you rolled higher than if you rolled successfully before you cast it. So go ahead and roll your potential.
Projection was 30 plus more. I forgot to add 30.
Okay, so it's 230. Got it. 230 minus.
Oh, do I get an open roll of this, right?
Yes, that's an open roll. Good. You might actually be able to trap him.
Why is it blue?
It does happen when you all have a creature turn failure.
I open roll to block.
Oh fuck. You might not get hit then.
Yeah. No, I still get hit because of your projection. And okay, so you took the minus 100. You did the physical trapping, and you are able to trap him with a strength of 10 this turn.
12. Is it an attack? No, I guess.
No, you're not maintaining it yet. You'll maintain it next turn.
No, for courage.
Oh yeah, for courage, you're right. So strength of 12. Go ahead and roll 1d10 plus 12. Oh, we have the same exact strength. That's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So you're able to cast your psychic power using as much willpower as you have, and it goes inside of the area that's been casting your powers, and it still keeps flying. And you like grab him, push him back with strange force, and he's unable to move forward. And in the meantime, and Dagger, you are able to move. I think you beat it by 2 points, so he is only trapped. He has only the minor trapping penalty. Okay, Dagger, it's your initiative. What do you do?
Dagger's going to run behind the Void Knight.
Yeah. And
try and pin him to the ground and say, run to Van.
Okay. Alright. So you're behind him. So and he's anticipating surprise, and he's partially immobilized. So you're trying to immobilize him even more based on what you're saying, or to take him down.
Yes, to completely immobilize him.
Okay. In this case, go ahead and go ahead and roll an attack. Trapping is at -40. And I am at so many penalties right now. So from behind, -80. Partially immobilized, so that's -100. It's -140 to defend. And my armor doesn't come into play against an immobilization. Okay, you are able to... you are... go ahead. You're going to have to make a roll against his strength using either your dexterity or strength, I think. Either your strength or dexterity, yeah. And for me, it's strength or agility. Oh, he's getting out of this one, no problem. So while he's been immobilized by Vand, he doesn't seem to be bothered by your attempts to restrain him.
I tell him you should have just jumped.
You can see that it's inefficient, and you still have some actions if you want to jump.
Okay. I'm going to try and scramble over the Void Knight and jump.
Okay. He is... you put him on the defensive. He can't attack you when you do this, but he was anticipating surprise. He was not... Yeah, he wasn't... I didn't take the penalty to be able to attack, so he's not able to do that. You jump off of the roof, and on her initiative next turn, Vand might be able to save you. Rifle, it's your initiative. What do you do? Rifle?
Yeah, sorry. Well... Well, it seems that my wielder got it, so yeah, I just recast my shield.
Alright. And you're still maintaining the...
Yeah, I'm keeping track on that.
Okay, cool. This new turn, more ghosts arrive as reinforcements emerge. And so you're gonna have a couple more to deal with, and one of them brings a low quality mace to Walter. It's a quality 0 mace. Basically, he like yeah.
It's a regular or a damaged or broken.
It's a regular. And like basically. So we're gonna we're gonna say it's a low quality one. It's gonna be like a torn out lamppost, a torn out like light.
Ghosts are strong.
Yeah. With like a bit of concrete off of the end, and that's what it is. It's gonna count as a quality 0 thing, basically.
But should I lower my initiative to reflect that I'm willing this turn now?
Oh yeah,
it's only negative 15, but it will take me below her.
Yep. So she is going to act before you then. If you take this thing,
he will take the mace. Otherwise, he'd be at a negative 60 to defend, and also he doesn't have any like increased constitution for his hand, so he could just bleed even if he did block.
Okay. She is once again going to try to immobilize you. Using, well, no, she's gonna try to it's not knockout. She's gonna try to take you down. She has the -60, but she's all attacking, so she has only the -30.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and defend against that. She's unable to do anything. In fact, you're able to counterattack.
I will counterattack, but I'm not going to spend anything like I would have usually done. So that's...
Your counterattack has a plus
5.
5, yeah. Okay.
That is, he's using 2 hands, so that's plus 40. But, that is 100 damage, but also... It goes down to a -5 mace.
Alright.
Yes.
And do your second attack.
I did declare that attack would have been lower then. Do you want me to just keep that attack?
Oh, I was assuming you were going to like do multiple attacks to try to break the shield.
I intended to at the beginning of the turn, but I didn't when I decided that, I got this mace.
What?
I decided not to when I got the mace.
Okay. All right. I'm just saying, the mace is basically going to break again before you're able to do anything if you don't declare a second attack.
Well, the mace is gonna break if I declare a second attack.
Yes. Yes. But then the ghosts can throw their nets and win.
Well, like, I only have brought it down to 200. Even if all the ghosts throw their nets and I hit another attack, it still would not break the shield.
Actually, it only has 200 life points right now.
Yes.
Because so you've brought it down to a 100. So
he recast the shield on his turn.
Oh.
That was his turn.
Yeah.
I thought that was with innate magic.
Oh, 200 shield. Oh, yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's innate magic. So
Yeah,
it's 100.
Yeah. So basically, you've taken out half of the life points of the shield right now.
Shoot. Well, if you would let me, yeah.
I'll let you.
Whoa, this shield is way stinking weaker.
Yeah.
Well, he gets 160 minus 40 for a big weapon, minus 25 for drawing this turn.
Hager, I just realized I don't have organic telekinesis. It's gonna be a sad time for you.
You don't have what?
Organic telekinesis.
Yeah, you don't. That's right. You're
don't.
You're not gonna be able to stop his fall unless you teleport him.
That's
that
a
was my
hard
attack, by the way.
Okay. Rifle, can you defend, please?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I just accepted that the shield.
This thing breaks, but then he's gonna be like, sick him to the ghosts.
Yeah. Hold on. Because of the lowered quality, it doesn't break just this turn.
No. But can the ghosts attack this turn?
Yes, both of them can. But if both of them successfully cast their shields, if I roll high enough, I don't actually catch her. So roll 2 more defenses, please. And if I open roll, I might not catch her.
Well,
no, you open rolled. All right, so your shield breaks at the second as the second net as the first net collides with it, and the last and it's been repelled, but the last net just like slams into Lorena. And can you roll? Okay. Ooh, not great strength there. Okay. No, she's immediately gonna be immobilized by this. Let's see by how much. It's spiritual. She is a spiritual and immaterial being, so it's 1d10 plus 14. That is 17. That passes by more than 5. So she is hella trapped. Okay. Alright. So both combats are ending pretty much on the same turn. Now it's only the question of Vand, what are you doing? And Walter, what are you doing? So Vand, what do you do to save your falling friend?
I try to teleport him safely somewhere that he won't crash.
Okay. What does your teleportation look like? Is it just somebody disappearing and reappearing? Is it a portal? Because that impacts how we treat the velocity of his fall.
I would assume, I assume when they teleport, they just turn into tiny little cubes and slightly disappear.
Okay.
If you were seeing, oh god, this is such a good thing. The movie with Janemba and Dragon Ball Z, where he teleports and little cubes come out.
I have not seen that, but as far as I remember, because I don't remember that enemy's name, but I get what you're saying. Okay, roll to see if you successfully teleport your friend. I don't need you to roll for projection, just for potential. Roll a 1. Roll a 1.
That's projection.
That's projection.
Goddamn.
I just asked for your potential. That's all I asked for. Okay, is that enough?
No. Because I don't think it's an attack. So
it does not count as an attack.
Yeah, that's not enough.
Yeah, that's not. You take 2 points of fatigue.
Actually, not only do I take 2 points of fatigue.
Oh, you're also taking damage because your nose bleeding because you have. So you take 4 points of fatigue and.
Take 4 points of fatigue and 20 damage.
Yeah. And
28 damage.
And Dagger is gonna take full damage from that. Real quick, would you like to spend a destiny point?
Me? I'll do it.
Yeah, alright. In this case, you succeed. And you are able to teleport Dagger. Dagger, do you resist being teleported?
No.
Okay. In this case, basically you're falling and suddenly you're teleported near the ground, but the ground is behind you instead of being in front of you. So you keep your velocity upwards, and then you fall back to the ground unhurt. And meanwhile, the Void Knight is howling his rage above you, saying, "I'll catch you! I'll finish you off! You two, I swear, you're the last members of the Resistance, and tonight I'll make sure that the Resistance dies." But he's unable to follow you because he's still trapped. Walter, you have captured your enemy. Your orders are clear. The only ones that needed to be captured were Psychic and potentially Dagger. What do you do?
Oh. So as she is now knitted, he looks to a ghost and says, "Get me another mace."
Another mace?
Yes.
Alright. Another mace is brought to you.
Yes.
So.
And he'll hold it in both hands like that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Rifle. You want to know what to do?
No, yeah. So, I won't do anything because, well, my wielder has lost, and one of my rules is that I need to have my new wielder. So yeah.
I also believe that one of the qualities of the Mantin Core net is that you cannot use supernatural abilities if you're trapped.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's one of the aspects. I don't know if a rifle would have been let go of or trapped inside. I think rifle would have been trapped inside. But basically, supernatural entangling. When a magical creature is partially or completely caught in the net, you must do a 120 resistance check or suffer a minus 50 penalty to all actions, minus 5 to all physical characteristics, and be rendered unable to use its supernatural powers at all. So go ahead and roll magical resistance, please, Rifle.
Magical?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
120. And
Oh,
you
you
pass.
got it.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're still able to use magic.
So, yeah. So I communicate with Lorena, and I I say, well, it's been good.
What? No,
You've been a good leader.
don't abandon me now. We can still take them. And
Oh yeah, sure. But like you said, it will be valuable for us.
she turns to Walter and she says, "You need to rethink your part in all of this." And she says, "The resistance will never die. There will always be a resistance against oppression. You're just slowing us down. That's all you can do. You have the mace in your hands. What do you do, Walter?"
He like slowly starts stepping down. Every footfall is huge and like clangs against the floor. And he puts he has the mace held horizontally in both hands and says, "If you hadn't been so dang it,
Stubborn?
well, sort of that. If you hadn't been so stubbornly interested in convincing me to join your side, if you had come at me with intent to kill, you might have won. There is a problem with your logic. You can't argue that we are going against good or evil. You cannot argue that we are sinning by controlling and gathering our people and making them do as we say. Because for us, it is life or death. You could not say that if every plant, if every fruit, if every animal gained perfect sentience, that you could stop eating, that you could stop drinking the water if it knew and if it denied you. And you could not say that all of your people would agree, that all of your people would be willing to debase themselves and to live at the behest of other creatures who have what they need to live.
I don't need to drink. I'm a banshee. All I need is the freedom that your people took away from me. And she starts trying to sing.
Oh shoot. Okay, I gotta hit her. Wait, does she made a resistance?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
shoot.
she's trying to sing at you, and it's the song of death. Oh no! You get to attack before she's able to do anything.
Okay. I should have said I had her weapons point. All
right. She screams, "Rifle, help me!" just before the mace crushes her, and her body fades out like a ghost.
This was a knockout maneuver, actually.
Oh, okay.
Assuming, does he know that she said she's a banshee? He doesn't have a cult. Can he know what banshees are used for?
You roll for a cult.
I don't have a cult.
Yeah. So no, you don't know that.
Okay, then this is just a straight up attack.
All right. Oh yeah, she's dead. But once you lift your mace back, you can see that there's something glittering and silver on your mace.
Shoot, I have no idea what it is. I
think
don't have a cult.
One of the ghost scouts is going to be like, "Oh, that's banshee tears. That can be used for to make artifacts. We can get we can get promoted for something like this." And like you can see, he tries to like scoop it, and his hand passes through your shield, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot."
He slowly sort of like turns his huge bulk towards the ghost and says, "That would have been excellent information to defer to me seconds ago."
So I try to communicate with Walter.
Really? Really quick, Walter's just going to say, "You three, up to the captain."
Okay. The three ghosts head up to where the Void Knight is and find him trapped and raging against his inability to move. But I think he's finally able to move again because Dagger and Vand are out of reach now. Real quick, Vand and Dagger, you've made it out alive. You're free. You're in the streets of Cracktown, fleeing for your lives. What do you do?
I'm also bleeding, by the way.
Can't help you there, sir.
Do I know any of the other safe houses?
You know of some other safe houses, none that have people in them right now, but you might have some. There would be some equipment there to patch you up.
Right, so Dagger looks at Van and says, "Hurry up, follow me. I need to take care of these wounds before I pass out."
Nods and follows him.
Okay. You make it to one of the safe houses. We're only gonna say you bleed for like one turn because I don't want your character to die too much. But yeah, you. Wait, hold on. No, I don't think you got bleeding from just that critical.
I think any critical causes bleeding.
Yeah, any critical causes bleeding.
Oh.
And I lose 1 point per minute.
Oh, it's 1 point per minute? I thought it was per turn. Okay, cool. No, so it takes you like 3 minutes to get to said safe place. It's an alchemist's lab. An alchemist that is a friend of the Resistance, and he's not. The alchemist isn't here right now. But you do find quality equipment to treat your wounds. But you might be one of the last members of the Resistance out there. What do you do?
I might what?
You might be some of the last members of the Resistance out there. So, what do you two do basically while you're treating your wounds?
I just asked Van for help.
Okay.
Van knows nothing of this.
Yeah. You're gonna have to roll for medicine, but the equipment that you have gives you a plus 80.
A plus 80?
Yeah. To treat your wounds. Do you have any points in medicine?
Nope.
No?
Well, you better get lucky then.
Actually, that plus 80 does not really cancel out my negatives, so. Oh, I'm sorry, you said 3 minutes have went by?
Yeah.
And that's 20...
That's 60 turns.
That's 60 turns?
Yeah. If you recover at 5 per turns, you've recovered from your penalties by now.
Okay.
Well, I don't know what I'm doing.
Wait, how did you... How did that end up with... Oh, yeah.
I forgot the...
Yeah. Okay. 93. That's pretty good. Let me have a look at what it does.
Normally it's 80 to stop a bleeding, if I'm not wrong.
I'm checking that right now. Treatment of wounds. 80 AT does not only stop the bleeding, it stabilizes you in case you were between life and death, but it's not sufficient to recover from damage. So you are able to like treat your wounds, put some of the healing potions that like basically start closing your wounds that are available here, and yeah. What do you do after that?
Then
So I,
did uh, did anyone give you any other information?
no, there was a planned attack against the vampire, but I don't think we're in the shape to do.
Well, this is the closest safe house that I could find. And hopefully Lorena will come here. If not, we're in trouble.
Yep. All right. Talking about Lorena. Back to Rifle and Walter.
Yes. Walter will eye the sword as the ghosts leave to help his commander, and he will sort of like wiggle it out of the net.
All right. Oh, by the way, Vand, you still have in your hands or on you the Lorena speech.
Okay.
Yeah, she handed it to you, and since you didn't mention putting them away at all, it's you're the one who has it currently. Yeah. So Rifle, do you do anything?
Yeah, so I try to communicate with Walter. Do you accept the spell?
I'm not aware of the spell.
Oh, yeah.
You do know, but you can still choose to resist or not incoming communications, because it might be from one of your superiors. Some of them are telepaths, especially Edric.
Well, he doesn't see supernatural, so he has no necessary reason to believe that the sword is spelling him. So yeah,
Yep.
he will let it happen.
All right.
I liberated the other spirits.
Yeah,
So let's say.
they are once again able to move.
Yeah. So, the first thing that I'm going to say to Walter is, very well. It seems like you're not such a dead weight after all. You managed to kill her. Congratulations.
Identify yourself.
You know, it's quite rude to ask to be identified when you're wielding me.
He he had the sword just sort of backwards in his hand, and he slowly lifts it up to look at it.
Hello. So, how does it feel to kill someone that desperately fought for her life until the very end, and pleading to me to save her?
Nothing new.
Nah, nothing new.
He does not say that without a little bit of a wheezing deflation, but yes.
Yeah, sure. So, you wouldn't mind if this thing continues?
I
After
don't
all,
know what you're implying, Sword.
well, if this thing continues, you will be able to have some promotion and maybe take back your disgraced family up to the top.
I don't think that's possible.
No, so why do you fight?
To keep it from descending any lower. And he pick up the sword and begin walking out of the area, just sort of like looking around and seeing where his troop are, but not ending the conversation.
Right.
How does a sword know about me?
Oh, well, in fact, I was seeing and feeling each action of this girl or woman that you kill.
She
So
certainly
yes,
seemed to know about me.
I do know something.
One of the ghosts, like gestures and says, "Over here," and he points to blueprints that look like the architecture of Vampire's Mansion, like the plans of a Vampire's Mansion, and you with given enough time, you could identify which mansion it is. The Void Knight returns and he says, "The other got away." And you can see that like his armor is slowly melting off of his body, and he seems extremely frustrated.
Well,
Oh look, your can just
We've got-
fell.
we've got their plans. I'm sure that
The plans? What
I'm
plans?
sure that Edric will not begrudge us too deeply. Yeah,
I
he'll like show the blueprints.
don't give a fuck about Edric. It just, gosh, I had him. And he survived too, which means if I just give him more blood, it might work. And he looks at the blueprints and he says, "What's that?"
They must have acquired these. Is it, given enough time, like I'm looking at it, can I identify them as like Edric's or is it something else?
You think it might be Edric's manor?
I don't know how they acquired these, but it's plain where they were aiming to attack, or I believe it is. This looks like the courtroom we met Edric in, isn't it?
Yes, but there's only two of them left. There's they went there to try to attack a vampire. Like at this point, it's useless information now. If we'd let more leave, then maybe they'd have kept the attack and it would have been useful. But they would be fools to attack vampire lord, a strong psychic like Edric right now. So only one. I don't think it's worth pursuing this lead.
So this is the end of the resistance in Crankfort.
No, we still have to catch those two. Let's.
They're a little more than renegade criminals now, isn't that right?
They weren't much more than that beforehand. Apart from the assassin, he has potential. You, go scouts the streets in this direction. That's where they went off. Enter any building that you need to. I want them found. And like basically he's gonna start like just searching for them using the ghost cops.
Ghost cops.
Yeah. And he turns to you and he says, "Good job here. Well, shame we didn't capture her. We could have found out where the others might have gone."
It's true. I didn't know she was a banshee either, or what they were useful
What?
for. And I will take the fall for this, obviously.
He nods. He says, "They're so. Yeah, you didn't leave any survivors to interrogate. Too bad. All right, I'll start. I'll keep hunting for my prey. You go and report to. You can go and report to Edric or do whatever you want. I don't care." He,
Understood.
leaves.
Quick question. Can I always count him as having enough blood? Because I assume he is allowed to drink blood. Or is he, rationed to not quite get his regenerative abilities?
You have your regenerative abilities. You as one of the vampires of this city. You have access to sufficient amounts of blood to power yourself. Just you need to be actively feeding to activate your characteristic bonus.
Yes. Not that. Just the regeneration.
All right.
So that he will be okay in a couple days.
Okay.
He will nod. He will let the gentleman go, and then he will begin gathering the silver tears.
Yeah.
And he will say to the sword, "Could you have saved her?"
Oh, sure. I could have killed you too. And I can still kill you. But I'm more interested about making some kind of deal.
All right.
Hmm.
Also,
See,
sorry. I just wanted to say one thing. Dagger, you're gonna hate the Void Knight for this, but all damage done by the Void Knight counts as sacrifice, which means it heals at a rate of 10 per day, and it can never heal faster than that.
Okay.
Just because it's. I want this to be a recurring enemy that everybody hates in the group because he's able to cancel powers and deal long-lasting damage. He's basically gonna be one of the main recurring antagonists of this campaign. But I'm sorry, I interrupted some roleplay. Go ahead.
all right. So, you see, I can give you a lot of powers. I can give you the power to maybe become king of the city.
Is
Or
there a
something
king
like
to this
that.
city? Okay. I was gonna say.
But I don't think that power in itself is what you want.
Well, very astute, sword. Though, you must be very daring, or perhaps you know something, to submit yourself to one of the guard of the city. Whatever powers you offer, you are still a blade and an artifact, and the minds of this city will know well what to do with you even if you slay me.
Yes, but they will still need to catch me.
Can you move without me?
Yes. Wait.
Out of pure curiosity, and he sort of looks around. He's not saying this because he can speak to you in his mind, right? With essence communication.
Yeah.
He sort of looks around. I would be very interested in seeing how.
Well, okay, so I will do it.
Okay.
So I cast Raise Corpses on the Banshee.
Oh gosh.
And I say, there you go.
This is a devious sword.
This is a
Yeah.
You were plainly made by the artificers in this city.
As I mentioned, the Banshee was an immaterial being, so she disappeared when she died. But
fuck.
there are other members of the resistance that got killed in the assault. It's
okay.
just was happening in the background.
Oh yeah, that scout. Poor scout.
The scout. So you can raise the body of the scout and transport him. Are you able to do that innately? Yes, you are. Oh my god.
Jeez.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. No, I can do it innately.
Yeah. It costs 80 points of Xeon, right?
Yep.
So and you are able to do 80.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, so you are able to just raise a body, turn a body into a zombie to wield you.
Yeah. So,
Where were you made? Who is your maker?
that is a good question. I believe I was made some time ago, but like I was some of your mana battery, as as how I like to call some sort of assistant to some mages. But when he didn't like me enough, he just threw me away. I pretty much ended up as a sword because of this.
Well, if they threw you away, you must have developed quite a bit further since then.
Yes.
So, what is your final game, Soren? What do you have to offer me before you either must kill me or be sacrificed to the forge?
As I said, I don't have much beside powers, but like honestly, I think you don't see the point.
What is the point?
Well, your society, your whole masquerade thing, it's like an endless cycle. Because as long as you keep treating people like this, people will still rise and revolt. You see, there was a time where there was no rebellion out, and we still ended up here. And do not even believe that this was the rebellion last hope. Because how do you think that we acquired those plans? Really? Infiltrating your fortress? Nah. They're rats, traitors, people willing to help the rebellion at every streets. And the more you kill, the more they're going to be angry. You see, this Banshee, she wanted to send a message of hope and dreams for a future without fear. So, yeah, you literally crushed her to death. But a dream still lives on in other people's mind.
Well, perhaps you can understand this as a being that does not need to feed. I understand there will always be resistance, as much as I wish I could put a stop to that myself. I believe there are many Vitala out there who don't wish to enslave and torture the countless beings that come into our cities. But
Indeed.
for us to live, we must have blood, a vital essence produced solely in the bodies of...
Yeah, I understand that. You see, I am a sorcerer, but when my soul got cast into this sword, I lost my abilities to regenerate magic. So to live, I have to feed on the zeon of others. So I do understand your struggle. And yes, I do also believe that there can be compromise. I do not hate my creator, Because, well, I was always used as a tool, and I am still a tool.
Let me ask you,
Yeah?
if peace was achieved, but none were willing to give you their magic, would you take it by force?
Only if I would feel the need to.
Well, that feeling, that need, differs for different people. There may be people like me. I would at least give asking a try. But there are others who are much more proud than I, and they would never think to do so.
Yeah.
Does it make Walter think to know that there is someone like Dagger in the Resistance who's a known blood drinker?
Yes. He thinks that a good portion of these guys are probably maniacs.
Alright.
The resistance has its points, but most of he believes that there's a reason it exists. But there's a good possibility that there are several crazy people in there.
Alright.
But he will say, "Have you heard of the Deharcher incident?" By the way, that's the city that we talked about,
Yeah.
Simon. And if you want to give him a history roll,
Absolutely. But just before that, can we? I'd like to move to the other group of players. real
yes,
quick.
sounds good to me.
All right. So you're in the other base, and Dagger is somewhat patched up, and Van is just there. So what do you do now?
Van, while we wait for Lorena, what other abilities do you have?
As you saw, I could fly, I could shatter things with my mind, control over and teleportation. I also have a sort of invisible armor.
Okay.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What else? What can you do that doesn't require your magic stuff?
Math. I've never done math.
Well, you just said you could fly,
Yes.
and you don't have wings,
It's
and you don't look like you're special. Please.
It's sort of different. I'm not one for using weapons, if that's what you're.
You have any medical skills? Are you good with subtlety? Are you a superior liar? Can you talk your way out of anything?
I can be very intimidating when I want. Especially when I delve into people's mind to find their darkest secrets.
Dagger looked like he was about to say something, and then when you say delve into people's minds, he puts his hand down. It's like, all right, well, I think we should wait for one day, and if Lorena doesn't come back, I'll go check and see what happened with the other hideout.
Now remember, you had plans to meet at midnight near the Vladsburg manor.
Yes.
That was the time and that was the agreed upon time and place.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, we'll go to the Vlad thing in an hour.
All right. Okay.
Because it's still almost 2 hours from our meeting point, right?
Yeah, a little bit of time has elapsed in the time that it took to patch you up, so you still have about an hour.
Okay. I wanted to get there like half an hour just to scope out the place.
Okay. In this case, you are probably leaving now. Heading upwards in the city. Like there's probably some like steam-powered elevators or a subway system that's being powered by a magical creature. That's the magical creatures that have to push it. You head upwards to away from the mists that linger around the forges and towards the colder parts of the city where the red light of the ever-glowing forges doesn't quite reach it. And the very architecture of the city changes from something steampunk to something a lot more gothic. And at the top of one of the tallest towers is the Vladsburg Manor. You start scoping out the place. There is no sign of Lorena yet. And I will now return to the other group of players. What are you? Yes.
So he left, right?
Oh, I thought we were going together.
I would have wanted to stay in the safe house, but I would have tracked him, psychic tracked him.
Okay. You can probably concentrate to avoid having any problems, but never mind, yeah. You should be good.
I think I posted like 100.
Mm-hmm. Do you resist being tracked psychically, Dagger?
I'm sorry?
Do you resist being tracked psychically by Vand?
No, not at all.
Okay, so yeah, you... Ooh, that was close, but yeah, you... Vand is able to perceive where you are, is able to follow you with her mind, and possibly even teleport to you if she needs to. Okay. In the meantime, Walter and Walter and Rifle. Gosh, a sword called Rifle. Walter, where are you taking your new sword?
Well, he was commanded to go to the mansion first to report what happened.
You weren't exactly commanded, but yeah.
He was instructed, maybe not commanded.
Alright.
Yeah, so there was that, and you ask me about the how do we call this?
What did you say?
Incident.
What was
Yeah.
that? Sorry.
You were talking
About
to him.
the incidents
Yeah.
that you talked about.
Yes, I was going to ask you who had ever heard of what happened in Departure.
So I don't think so.
You can, if you have any points in history, you can roll for history.
Oh no!
Hey, you're the mage of the group. You're the one who's supposed to invest in. You're the one who's supposed to invest points in knowledge skills.
No, I do have. Well, I.
All right.
Really bad.
It's another country that the Vitala have that is controlled by the Vitala, and all that you know is what you've been told by the city's propaganda system. Basically, the vampires tried. The vampires of that country came up with a way to produce artificial blood without needing to feed on other creatures, and very quickly other creatures started to demand equal rights. And after they were granted equality, after a lot of political turmoil, the country fell even more into chaos and ruin, and the Crankfort military had to intervene in what is now considered a bloodbath of recent history. But that's all that you know.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I know about it.
What are your thoughts? Why do you think it collapsed?
It was handled by weak people. If
You know this?
the rumor are true. But if not, well, I think you can understand.
Okay. As you're having this talk, you're passing in front of one of the city's gates, and there's a delivery of prisoners of war that's coming in, and it's basically like a train that's delivering elves, humans, and so on directly into the fighting pits of the city. All of them in chains, and they are being guarded by vampires, zombies, and ghosts who are herding them into the fighting pit. Some of them are like very young elves, but you've both been told that elves are able to cast very dangerous magics from very young in life, so you know that they should be fine in the fighting pits. While this is happening, you hear the voice of all of you can hear the voice of Edric of Latsburg doing one of his daily communications to the entire city, where he speaks about how the war effort is continuing and the Vitala are doing everything that they can to protect the other species that are living in Crankfort against the dangers of the Dark Elves, and the fact that the Dark Elves make slaves out of anyone that they capture, while the people of Crankfort all get paid enough to have shelter from the cold and a little bit of food every day, even the people in the fighting pits. So this is clearly a much better system, and he talks at lengths of the benefits of the rule of the Vitala, while you're heading up to his manor. When you make it there, Dagger, you are able to see Walter enter the manor carrying your friend's sword, and also your sword friend. And you know something happened to Lorena. So what do you do?
I start heading back to the hideout.
Okay.
To go get banned.
All right. We are going to do the meeting with Edric before that, and then
I would like to say that before even the meeting with Edric, I asked the sword.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot. Never mind. I'm just going to have like the sword on my back, if that's okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But one last thing that I want to say, Sim. It's if you had the power to rule the city, instead of Edric, what would you do? How would you do it?
I don't want to rule this bloody city. I wouldn't if I could.
Really?
I can see no way to make this city anything but a graveyard.
So why not do it?
Would it be better to have every... I don't see how it would be any better.
Well, is it crueler to torture someone and kill him, or just kill him?
I suppose these are the things a sword would think about.
Well, I live in the flesh of other people, so yeah, I do think about that.
Give me a moment with Edric.
Edric. Both of you, can you both roll psychic resistance, please?
Yes.
You both have a plus 60 because Edric can't aim at all.
I get 3.
Well, you don't know what the difficulty is.
No, I don't. I do get a 3.
Oh, you got a 3. Okay, cool. All right. Got it. I've noted down your the results, and that's good. Did you both take into account? Yeah.
So I won't do any magic warnings there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you enter this hall that looks perfectly normal to both of you. No traps at all. Nothing. And once again, Walter, you're asked not to come too close. And Edric says, "Give me your reports. I've just finished working on my speech. What do you think? Before you tell me about the report, about what I said about how the Vitala are defending everyone."
Reasonable, sir. Though, I admit I was standing in a poor place at the time.
What do you mean?
I was watching the latest group of prisoners come in,
Ah, yes.
down to the fighting pits.
Yes. Well, as long as those people are worse off than the common workers, the common workers won't think to revolt against us. Now,
Necessary evils for the war, sir.
yes, the war will last as long as we need to rule. Now, what of the resistance? Have you finished them off?
One of the 3 is been killed. The other 2 are being pursued by the captain. We've captured their plans. We have ransacked their hiding spot. I don't think that the remaining 2 will be much of a threat.
Good.
The psychic does remain at large, though. From what I've been able to divine, the other with them has been severely wounded.
Okay. Rifle, description that I had not given earlier. You're able to see through Walter's eyes that this Edric has something rather special about him. At the back of his neck, you can see blue tubes that are coming out of his spine and that are connected to a floating orb. The said orb is just hovering behind him and has and it's like a very large mechanical looking structure out of which you see 4 hanging bodies with their heads trapped inside of the metallic structure. and that are just like hanging like lifeless corpses off of the floating orb. Three of those are humanoids. The fourth one is a giant spider. Do you have? If you've got points in occult, can you please roll it?
Yep. That's what I was going to ask.
Uh-huh.
So yeah.
That's super gross.
The body of the spider is a lagor, a psychic spider. You are able to devise that this mechanical thing is something related to psychic powers.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Okay.
I intend to take a moment to recover before I join him in the pursuit. Do you have anything else of me, sir?
Yes. It's because you take time to recover that your family is in such a state. People like me, we never quite rest. There's always work to be done. Remember that. For if you ever make it back into nobility, our work is never quite done. Now go.
I will endeavor to remember that. And he will sort of like take a couple steps back before like tilting into the hallway. And the entire idea of that is just that like keeping him from getting a good look at what's on his back.
Okay. All right. Now, Dagger, you make it back to Vand.
Vand, it appears that something happened to Lorena, because her sword was taken by the large knight that led the charge into the hideout.
Vand, you might be muted.
Can you repeat that? Or what he said before?
Oh, Dagger comes in and he says, something. There's been a change of plan. Something happened to Lorena because the knight who led the charge into the last hideout was carrying her sword.
Are we to leave the city?
I'm sorry?
Can you repeat that, please?
Are we to leave the city then?
I would. I think we should. Unless you have a better idea.
Do you know any nearby cities?
From what you know, you're deep in the mountains, and it's very, very cold outside of the city.
Well, if you can teleport a couple miles, then we might be able to make our way towards the next city.
Yes, it'll take me some time to get ready, but I'll be able to teleport. So.
All right. You, while Vand is preparing, you, Dagger, you see the paper for Lorena's speech has been left on one of the tables. Last words that she wrote, the things that she was going to try to communicate to the world. It's now, if you're and now that you're leaving, those words will never be spoken to the audience that they were meant to be spoken to. What do you do?
Alright, is there a map in here as well? possibly.
A map? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Wait, a map of what?
Like of Lunaris. That's what the lake's called.
What? A map of what?
A map of
Crankfort or a map of the manor?
a map of Lunaris.
Oh, Lunaris. No, I haven't. I haven't found one yet. So, and the campaign is going to be mostly centered on Crankfort.
Oh no, I mean in the room that I'm in, is there like a map of
No.
Lunaris?
No, you don't find any.
Okay. Well, is there paper and pens or pencils?
Yeah.
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 All right. So, Dagger will walk up to one of the tables, pull out a piece of paper and a pen, and give like a rough sketch of the surrounding area and directions to the next city.
Mhm.
And he'll hand it to Ben and says, "All right, if you can keep teleporting, this is the direction you need to go." But
Are you coming with me or
no,
here?
Lorena, she's left us, and well, she didn't get to make her speech, and someone has to stop the atrocity of the Vitella. I mean, I don't want any more people like me and you around.
When he says that, it kind of breaks her concentration for a second. She's like, to be honest, I don't.
What did you
But,
say?
but I don't know if there's much we can do in the current state. And you said most of the resistance is gone, correct?
Yeah, most of the resistance is gone, but I did see them taking more to the slate pits. At worst, I'll die trying to break into the slate pits and try and get some people out. At best, enough people will join us and we'll kill all the vampires. I'm really aiming for the second option.
I can't have you dying. You're one of the few people taking care of me.
Well, if you decide to follow me, you'll be giving up the freedom that you just got.
I still have a debt to pay to Lorena, even if she's no longer.
Okay. And Dagger will grab the speech off the table. Says, "Oh, I hope you're really quiet."
Right. So, are you heading towards the Vladsburg mansion?
Yes, where the slaves were being led.
No, those were towards the that was towards like the fighting pits.
Okay, then I'm heading towards the fighting pits.
All right. And okay. So you're not gonna go with the original plan of trying to get Edric to like transmit the speech to the entire city, because basically the plan was to force him to use his telepathy to communicate this to the entire city. So you're going rogue on this and trying to free people from the fighting base, right?
Well, I don't have any leverage to get Edric to do the speech.
Like the plan was simply to go in there and just like attack him until he does it. You still have your daggers and you have and Vand, so that could still work. And you might even get a little bit of help from Rifle, since Rifle was inside of the manor at the moment.
Well, my chest is kind of split open. I think I'd be more intimidating with a bunch more people behind me.
That is true. All right, so you head off to the fighting pits. All right. Meanwhile, with Walter and hold on 1 second. Walter and Rifle. Walter, you the search for the members of the rebellion has not borne any fruits for the Void Knights. So you are getting tired. It is getting towards the end of your shift. And you have a talking sword that's arguing with you. So
yes, we've been arguing pretty much the whole time.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Continue arguing. As long as he does not leave me, well, I will still try to talk to him.
No, he's not like stopping the conversation. He never like cuts it off. But what he is trying to lead around is what I'm trying to see is how anyone like myself could side with the rebellion. We have, and I know that my own family has in the past. But I've never met someone of the rebellion who did not see the world, who could not see the world, or who could see the world through the eyes of one of my own race. Who could not understand what we need to do to live, and why society is as it is. I don't, like I said, I don't believe that there is anything wrong that that any of these people are foolish for trying to fight against Vitala rule. Obviously, if the roles were reversed, I would be happily doing the same as well. I suppose, though, it is about time to turn you in.
So you will prefer to keep your old ways and like wait, hang on a minute. Well, for sure, you in the rebellion we won't see people that have the same needs as yours. But like you said, your family did. And you could do the same. If you're not agreeing with how the rebellion is doing things, why not be this point of view that you want the rebellion to adopt? This vision.
They oughtn't listen to Vitala. Sorry.
What?
I said they shouldn't listen to a Vitala. I wouldn't blame them, or they wouldn't listen to a Vitala, and I wouldn't blame them.
Well, they did listen to a Banshee, and they did listen somewhat to me. And, like, we do have someone that need blood to survive. I talked with him some time ago, when he was in the fighting pits, fighting for survival.
Did you
Needing
ever speak
blood.
to any Vitala that joined your cause?
Wait, what?
Have you ever spoken to the Vitala that joined your cause?
Alas, no. This is why I want you. Because you could be this crucial thing that we need.
It's not me. Better
Why would
Vitala
I
have
be?
joined you, and better Vitala have died to the guard.
Maybe, but they weren't you. Maybe, but they weren't you. And with me, you will have powers. Much more powers than they did.
Only as much power as you gave that banshee.
Bring me somewhere where I can where I can use all of my magic, and you won't regret it.
All right. Make a persuasion check.
Okay. I spent pointed this. I don't thought.
Okay.
Okay.
Walter will bring. Sorry, that was just totally goofy for me to say that. But Walter will bring him to his own manor, which he does not share with his sister, right?
Yeah, that is correct.
Okay. Okay. And there, he will let Rifle show him what he's talking about.
Okay. So.
I know he really has a manor. He just has like a nice house or something. Whoa! Is this mine?
I mean, like, it's either that one or let's see, which is the other one that I have?
I mean, this one's heckin' cool. I like the moss.
I also have this one that's very steampunk, and it's a GIF.
It is a GIF. It's animated. Ooh.
Yeah.
Uh,
These are your two options, but I also want to keep some mentions for the bad guys. So you
yes,
gotta
don't give me like a big fancy mention. He wouldn't have that
Okay.
big fancy mention.
You know what? I'm gonna give you the one that's more fitting to your to the disgrace of your family.
Okay.
So one second. It's not this
Oh,
one.
that's-
No, it's not this
darn
one.
it. That one's still heckin' cool.
It's this one.
It's a boat.
It's
I can see.
it's the slums.
Oh, that's pretty cool, actually.
It's still cool. It's not as cool as the one we just skipped, though.
Yeah, that one is one of the underground temples of the necropolis. It's not a manor. Anyways, the rest of the group, you make it to the fighting pits, and security is as tight as it usually is around the fighting pits. Basically, the fighting pits are large tubes of metal on which, like, the bases of the towers upon which the Vitala manors sit. The Vitala summon creatures from the top, which are then dropped to the ground, to the surface level, where the fighting pits are, and fighters and there's like weapons scattered everywhere inside of the arena that fighters can use to fight off the creatures. The ground is this metallic grid with that lets blood seep through anyone who's wounded, be they summoned creatures or fighting slave. And it's collected in gutters and brought directly to the forges beneath and to the sides of the fighting pits. And once prisoners are brought into the fighting pits through elevators. They're sealed, and and it's like really difficult to get in there or to get out of there. Most of the bodies of the dead are eaten by creatures or by the fighters, basically, because they don't have that much food, and they're not very clean very often, and there's guards. Basically, you see zombies and ghosts who are charged with protecting mostly the forges, because that's where the artifacts are made, and artifacts are really expensive, but also the fighting pits themselves to prevent breaking out. So there is a consequential number of guards, and I have a scenario plan where you would be breaking someone out of prison, but that will be when there's a large distraction there to help you. Right now, as it stands, both of you can tell that it's very likely that this mission will get you both killed if you attempt to do it as you are, wounded as you are. But you are at the fighting pits. So what do you do?
And we haven't been caught yet, right?
Nope, you've made it through the steam-filled streets, and you've managed to sneak your way around the city without being caught. It is a large city, and it is at night where most of the activity is happening, so you're good.
I tell him that we can see the caged fighters, right?
Yes.
Okay. I tell him to give me a minute, but first I cast psychic, so it looks like we're not.
Psychic what?
Illusion.
Yeah. Okay. And oh, okay. And then what?
I want to concentrate a bit so I can do a teleport to people back to safe house we were at.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no teleportation here, right?
Yeah, the fight because it's where very expensive artifacts are made. The forgers are basically protected against teleportation. It's the only places you can teleport in and out of in the city are residential areas, the tunnels outside of the city, the some of the catacombs, the mushroom production farms and things like this. But most manors and the fighting pigs have this very basic enchantment to stop immaterial creatures and teleportations. So you concentrate and you try to teleport in, but like you can feel your powers being blocked. You can't make a connection with the inside.
They're going to be much more difficult than like. Ask Dagger if he has any ideas what to do. I tell him I can't teleport out of here.
I'm really not in fighting form, but I should be able to. There's a very low chance of me being able to sneak over to the cages and letting the people out.
Yes, I could destroy the cage.
Yeah. However, it's going to be very dangerous. But our other option to go and try and fight Edric and make him transmit this, it's also very dangerous.
I think something that could be interesting, if I might make that suggestion, is I'm trying to like regroup both groups of players. And Walter, since you are a cop and you've been told by Rifle that Dagger used to be in the fighting pits, you could use that information and maybe try to interrogate people in the fighting pits and end up where they are and reunite, and that could make the group come back together.
I was actually going to be asking Rifle if he knew, if he could guide him to where they hide out, if he went alone, and other things like that.
Yeah. So Rifle would have been able to tell you that they would have made it back that they were supposed to meet at midnight, but that time is past, unfortunately.
Yes. He will probably go and interrogate them. And right now would not be a terrible option. He would probably think to I'm just gonna regenerate 100 HP. But yes, that would not be that would be one of his priorities when he was not on the clock.
So you're gonna go to the fighting pits to drink some prisoner's blood?
That wasn't what I was intending to do. He's already got enough blood to regenerate.
Oh, okay.
But he could go to the prisoners, the fighting pit, to look to do some interrogation if Rifle doesn't know where they hide out or isn't willing to tell him.
Well, for now, let's say that you aren't really being cooperative.
Yeah.
Well, I was also this would be after we go to the mansion and I get to see all the cool things that Rifle can do.
Well, yeah, I can, but that will eat my mana.
You'll get to eat more if you convince me.
Yeah. Well, so should we say we did this?
That
I did have the chance to show what I can do.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So first, so acquire natural capacities. So just for the show, I'll give you 2 wings that fly at a speed of 10.
That's pretty good. That gives me combat bonus.
Yeah. Oh yeah, actually yes. That's and. And I hesitate. I'll give you +10 initiative, and how about +2 fatigue points?
Oh, you're gonna give me an additional 2 fatigue points?
Yeah.
Cool. By the way, how many would I have recovered? I lost 3, so walking around it would be 1 per hour.
Yeah, it's been 3 hours by now, so you're good.
He looks at his new wings and feels energized and says,
That's
he
not
touches.
all.
What? Not all? Ooh.
Yeah. It's not much, but I'll add dead body.
What does that do?
So no one, if you play dead, they can't see that you are actually alive, and each malus
Penalty.
penalties all action penalties are halved.
Oh, okay. So you take
That's-
less penalties from criticals and stuff.
I don't take penalties from criticals anyways, because I'm a Vatala.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
If someone chops off my arm, or if I
Yeah.
go below 0, that will help. Or if
Yeah.
I get a spellcast on.
Oh yeah, and you can still fight when you're beyond death.
Okay, now that makes it a lot cooler.
All right. So
He
you
will quickly just say,
you're
go ahead.
you're doing this rifle, and then you need to drain Xeon from someone to
Well, Yeah, well, do I keep them on you or not?
Well, he's going to like look around in awe at his awesome new wings, and he feels suddenly like he couldn't feel the cold at all, and he's sort of like taking a moment to walk around and test out these wings and see if they work. He says, "Can you make me unrecognizable with this power?"
Hmm.
Sort of like rubbing
That's
his hands slowly across one another.
I don't think like right now I can do, but later I will. You see, my power is still growing. I'm not even to my final form yet.
Then take a rest and be away with these. I can't be seen in public like this.
Okay. Should I keep the dead body spell?
He looks
The
at
one
himself
that-
in the mirror. Does he notice a difference because of dead body?
You are paler than usual, so no,
I am
you don't see
perfectly
any
right.
difference.
Unless I start to glow, he'll say,
Yeah.
"Yes, keep that one there."
Okay.
You
And if you won't tell me where to find your friends,
Well, maybe you could try
Also-
something.
also like undead joke, Walter has white privilege written W I.
oh boy, he does. Especially if he like floats around. Oh man, that's gonna be so scary.
Anyways, yeah. So do you head to the knowing that your sword needs to recharge on someone? Do you head to the fighting pits where you'll easily find some people to drain off their magic?
Can he convince this rifle say that he will give him that information if he does so?
Well, in fact, like, yeah, I surely do.
All right. You have said you could kill me, and I have no reason yet to believe otherwise. So let's take a little trip. And he is also going to get another mace.
You're gonna have to spend some money for that one.
Yes, it's 15 gold base for a mace.
Okay, so you spend the money to get the mace. You end up you start heading towards the fighting pits. Dagger and Vand. We're gonna say it's a small city, but you spot the hulking Vitala heading towards the fighting pits with a rifle on his back.
Well, they can totally assume it's rifle, but he's gonna have rifle like wrapped up.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So the two of you spot Vand and Dagger. You spot Walter heading towards the fighting pits that you are observing. What do you do?
And this is a Vitala we've never seen before.
Well,
Technically true.
technically,
Wait till you've seen me.
you have spotted him as he was like breaking through the door of your hideout, and Dagger did identify him as the person who has a rifle earlier. So that's what you know.
You have anything that can get through that armor?
Yes.
All right. So, well, if you can take that guy out, maybe we can start picking off the rest of them one by one until we can get into the fighting pits.
Okay.
But I really don't want that guy charging into me.
Walter isn't taking any back alleys, just to be certain.
No, you're just going through a forge alley at one point, and there's as you're heading there aren't an enormous amount of guards. Like there's the guards that are around the forges, but they're hold on one second. There, get all of your player character, all of the characters there. Wait, isn't the sword with? All right. Yeah. So copy.
I will use that area.
You'll use what? Wait a second. Why aren't there? Ah, 1 second. I've got to get all of your characters here.
Yeah, this is a nice map.
This is another nice map.
Thank you. I've been saving up isometric maps for years. That's why I have so many. Okay, so we're gonna say, for the convenience of this thing, you two are here, and you see him walking through here.
I assume both of you are hiding over there.
Yeah.
We're hidden by the illusion.
Oh yeah, so I would have to make a psychic resistance, right?
Yes.
Yes, you have to be one.
But also he gets a plus 60 if you can't hit him with the psychic illusion. So you need to roll projection against his defense, and he's but you're at minus 200 to defend against this because you're both surprised and yeah. So you don't have a plus 60 to defend.
No.
Oh yeah. So go ahead and make a psychic resistance check. Ooh, 150, I believe.
You beat it. Wow.
Yeah. You're...
May I make a notice check to see these two just hanging out in the corner?
Yes, make a notice check. I'm gonna say it's gonna be difficulty 40 because they think they're under a spell of a cloaking spell.
How the hell do you have such high resistance?
That's not resistance, that's my notice check.
Oh, did you just roll really high?
Yeah, I rolled a 95 on my resistance.
Yeah, he rolled a 95.
Okay, I was like, wow.
No, I don't have that high of psychic.
Also, because Rifle is able to see through your eyes, Rifle, can you make a psychic resistance check as well? And if you fail, you're gonna see that basically Walter is just like staring at nothing, and you don't know why he's staring there. But yeah, good. Rifle, can you make a psychic resistance check? I think you fail.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah. Walter, what do you do?
I would hide anyways, because that's one of the things I'm really good at.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna give it that to you. Go ahead and hide, and you because you weren't expecting, because you on top of that you were expecting the illusion. You're not gonna get any bonuses. You just roll normally, and you have to beat 193. You get spotted too, unfortunately.
I wasn't even hiding.
Yeah. So Walter, what do you do? Just
Walter
spotted.
Turns his head and looks at nothing to Rifle's perspective, and he says, "Oh, looks like your friends came to me."
Mm-hmm.
Yes, thank you for flipping me. He will say, "You had best flag them down." And he like slowly raises his mace, not like in a threatening way, but like in just a moment he could call the guards. Rifle.
Well,
Have you told me your name, by the way?
maybe not.
Okay, then he'll just be like, sword?
Well, let me talk to them.
You see nothing.
No.
He's looking at an empty alleyway.
Are you playing some sort of trick on me, or
Do you have what?
I don't know? Are you playing some sort of trick on me?
No. That one is just standing by the wall.
Okay.
There's another one behind that pillar.
Okay. That must be our new friend, I imagine. I can talk to them if you want.
If you don't, I'm just going to call the guards and the chase will be on again.
Yeah, okay. So, so
You can extend your mental.
communicate through essence
Yeah.
is an automatic spell,
Yeah.
but I don't see them.
Yeah, you can basically roll projection to try to hit them, and they don't see your spell coming, but you don't see them, so you both have 90 minus 90, one to defend and the other to attack, if they want to defend against an oncoming spell. But yeah, it's basically you can't see them and they can't see your magic, so it's like double blind.
Technically, he has to roll like a 180 or 240 to hit something that he can't see but knows is there.
But does he have the not seeing penalty?
If they're invisible, I think.
Um,
To do that.
Yeah.
No, if Walter points and says right there by that barrel, I figure he would be able to roll the 280 and not worry about the negative 90. But that's up to you.
Yeah, I think you just like okay. Real quick, Dagger and Vand, do you try to dodge the communication spell?
It's kind of weird to dodge something we don't know is coming at us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so you.
Oh yeah, no. Well, yeah, but it's an automatic spell, so normally there is no magic projection.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. So yeah, you just start communicating with their minds then.
Okay.
Well, we can resist that though, right? If we see
Yeah,
something.
you can resist that. So
So someone is trying to communicate with you mentally. And you can
I
see
know.
that rifle is being held by Walter.
He's in a big old like swath like a baby on his back.
Does 140 let me not?
yeah,
Yes.
because yeah,
Okay.
I think it's like 80 to resist.
It's 120 to resist something that does not otherwise have a resistance.
Okay.
I didn't know the sword could talk or that it did all this weird stuff really, so
Yeah.
that's why I would stop. Or
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Dagger, do you resist the mental communication from the sword that you
It brings back memories.
No, because Dagger's probably used to this.
All right. The sword tries to communicate with you and says,
I'm quite in a bad situation, guys. But I think he might not be as bad as I thought. So please don't attack him.
Where's Lorena?
"Oof." Asking the tough questions.
Well, she has been captured.
How was she captured and you're here?
Well, why
Nope.
would they leave a sword? They tried to speak to them.
Okay. Walter, can you roll for projection against something you don't see? Can you roll defense against something you don't see? And I don't think you're surprised, but yeah, you have minus 90 to defend.
Is it a fire projectile?
No, it's a mind control spell.
That is a fire projectile. So he gets 160.
All right.
80 minus 90.
Oh yeah, you get the yeah. The projection says it hits.
Wait. So I do see with Walter's eyes,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh no, but I don't see.
But basically, your mind is clouded by the illusion, so it affects your mind directly. The illusion of invisibility.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I can't do anything but this.
All right, that's an 82 on the mind control. That's a 120. Yeah. Walter? Can you roll a psychic resistance? I think it's against 120.
Yes.
No resisting.
You-
I'm mind controlled.
You are being mind controlled until you are told to do something that goes against your nature, and then you can resist the control. Vand, what do you do with your new pet Vitala Knight?
I tell him to put his weapons in.
Right?
Put them up.
Or drop his weapon.
Okay. He will drop both rifle and the mace.
All right.
Okay.
I whispered a dagger. I didn't really think this through, but I'm controlling.
Okay. Dagger is going to sprint forward and try and grab rifle and the mace.
Okay. You grab both of them.
Guys, why did you do this?
Nobody told me not to hurt him. That's why.
So,
Tell us what happened to.
She is dead. I killed her.
Rifle, you dirty cheating bastard.
well. Sorry, I.
Sword.
If you
I also
lash
took her
us out-
cures and submitted them to Eldrick.
If you lash us out here at him, it's finished. We're finished. But there is hope if we can take him in.
I'm
Do
sorry.
we take him off?
What?
You, I think Rifle is not suggesting that you take him hostage, but that you make him join you as a member of the Resistance. But it's just
Yes.
the player's control of English is like made it hard.
Oh no, I meant
sorry.
I'm not hearing that.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Yes.
Rifle can't talk to me. I just told Dagger if we should take.
Okay.
So Dagger is the only person who can hear the entire conversation, basically.
Yes.
Dagger's gonna back up away from Walter. It's like, can you tell him to take off his armor?
Take off your armor. I'm probably gonna lose control for that, but I do it.
No. He'll remove his armor.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You see a group of zombies with a with like an undead creature at the front that like walk by you, and the undead creature at the front is like as it
I have
passes.
3 appearance, sir.
And yeah, and then they keep going and use yeah.
Yeah, I was like, tell them to go back to their post.
Do you think you can teleport us back to the hideout?
It'll take me a minute, but I will.
That's fine. Just don't want to get implicated in something in this area where there are a bunch of guards.
I might lose control of him before that. But...
He can only make a check to resist once per day, or as well as every time he receives an order completely against.
Oh, it's once per day. I thought it was like once per 5 turns. Oh, then
No.
it's fine.
Or every time he receives an order completely against his normal behavior.
Okay, well, I concentrate to a minute and then do.
Click on potential. 2, 3, 8. That means you're able to teleport.
Oh, that's just projection because.
Oh yeah, that's just protection. That's right.
Wow.
Yeah. So you're able to
I don't
teleport 250 pounds, 1 mile.
You can't teleport Walter alone.
I would teleport rifle and dagger.
Rifle and dagger. Okay. Rifle and dagger. You make it to the hideout.
And I guess his armor as well.
Okay. And
then I try again, waiting another minute to come.
So rifle and dagger. You're. This time you open roll. Nice.
Well, that's projection.
Yes.
Yeah. That's just to make sure I don't.
Yeah, that you don't teleport into a wall or something.
Okay.
That's 1,000 pounds, I think is LBS.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's far enough.
Yes.
Yes.
You take everyone to the new hideout, and I think it's a good place to stop for today because it's 2 p.m. So we've been playing for 4 hours. Or we could keep going, play an extra hour, and maybe even take out Edric. It's up to you. Do we continue?
I think
I
it's
can't
a
play
good
another
time.
hour.
You can't?
I cannot.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, maybe that.
Okay. So that is going to be it for today. Thank you very much for playing, everyone. You all had some wonderful roleplay. So you are going to be getting a lot of experience points now. Let's see. 3, that's going to be 12. Good interpretation. It's going to be 27. 27 and 15 is going to be 42. Yeah. Everybody gets 45 experience points.
Whew, that is a good bit of EXP.
Yeah. You were up against difficult opponents during the fight, and you're wounded, so you get the experience points you deserve for that. Now remember, some of you have penalties to the amount of experience points you get every at every game session.
Thank you for reminding me.
Yep. Thank you all for playing. Does anyone have feedback? Anything they want to remark on this first session? I had a lot of fun. I think this group is working together pretty fine. I think once we're done with the role play to get the whole unit together, we're gonna be able to go through scenarios in a way that's much more fluid. And I really like this group because you have a lot of different powers, a lot of different characters. I think it fits the way the setting is. A collage of different things too, very well. So I'm really enthusiastic about this.
I actually really like this group's RP potential too. I think that it's been pretty solid. I don't know if I have any criticisms. I am interested maybe doing a little bit of talk outside of the in game just about how this is going to be resolved. I don't think it's actually going to be a big deal. I don't think this is going to be oh no, this is not how it's supposed to go together. I think it'll be fine. I would like to talk about that though.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy.
Ready?
All right. Cool. I'm gonna stop the recording now. Have a good week, everybody.
Have a good week.
You too.
You too. Have a good one.
Hi everyone, and thank you for watching this video. If you want to keep up with all of the adventures on this channel, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button so you can get a notification each time we upload the next episode of this story. And it would be very nice of you to like and share the video to help this channel grow. Have a nice day everyone.